You're listening to The Boxing Voice.
It's showtime! Welcome back, boxing fans. Blood is good.
Iron Face, a mask of blood.
Blood is emotion.
Too much blood coming out of the eye.
Blood is a story, a drama.
Deep gas, blood pouring right into his eye.
Blood is what we want to see in terms of passion.
Blood streaming now from the cut in the eye, the nose, the mouth, the cheek swollen, and he's still going.
What we want is a bloody good fight tonight. We have Heather, the Heat Hardy. Is this you?
This is me. I think I need to talk to you every night because you make me smile and blush over here.
Never been a lame-o, never been a lame-o. Yeah, I love the trick. I'm okay.
You're serious? You're serious? And that's the good thing about UK. That's why I can't hate on them guys, man. They love fucking boxing.
No fighters in England. They all bums.
Did you hear what this idiot just said?
Yo, son, you're gonna get your ass beat by Molina, son.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's overrated.
Get some pushes from me right now.
For the interview? Yes. Let those gifted hands go. Get out of here, Virgil. Go home. What next?
You want the famous one to be? You don't even want it? You want the famous one to be?
BoxingVoice.com.
This is why we use the word sensation.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice, and it's going to be a jam-packed one, I can assure you of that. Kell Brook, Shawn Porter. Is it Showtime or is it Kell's time? We're going to find out a little later. We're going to take some calls. We're going to talk to the streets, see what they're thinking about this fight. I know that I'm definitely excited about this matchup. This is, I mean, especially with the way that this year has been for us boxing fans, this is a treat right here. I've been waiting for so many questions to be answered on Kell Brook, and no more waiting. Saturday night, baby, we get to finally find out how good is this guy. You know, we've seen him beat Sinchenko, Hector Saldivia, went to war one time with Carson Jones, then dispatched of him very quickly in the second fight. Made easy work of Carson Jones second time around, that's for sure. But we're gonna definitely get some answers. We're gonna find out who's who, or as they say, I think on Solo Boxeo, right? ¿Quién es el más guapo? We're definitely gonna find out who is the baddest man out there in the welterweight division when it comes to these two. Clearly, there's going to be a lot of other questions in that welterweight division. There's just so many names. You know, I was taking a look at the rankings today, and the top 15 is just exploded. It's just, you know, basically spilling over at the seams with how much talent is actually in that division, you know? It's crazy. It is, really, guys. There's a lot of names at welterweight, and if things could just get right, it would make for some very, very interesting fights. Very interesting fights. So, first things first, I've gotten a lot of email notifications for the Floyd Mayweather Jr. signed autograph glove giveaway. I've been receiving your emails, guys, so everyone that has been participating, you know that you are in the runnings, and I'm going to let you know, man, there's some guys, I'm going to actually put it up, you know, so it doesn't, so you know that I'm keeping it real here, because that's what I do best, man. I want you guys to definitely like this video, you know. You guys on Blog Talk, there's not much you can do, but I want to try two new things. First of all, I want to ask you guys, to like the video and share it, and subscribe to the channel. It's very important to us, and you know, it's a cool way to support the Boxing Voice and the movement absolutely free. Okay, so you should definitely do that. I want to ask you guys if you mind instead of the blog talk chat, and I see that there's a bunch of guys in there already. Instead of the blog talk chat, guys, I mean, let's try it next show, I guess, and I'll bring up the question this time. Give me some feedback over on our email, which is theboxingvoice@yahoo.com. And email me, what do you think about going to the chat room on our website instead of the blog talk one? The only reason that I ask is because so many people can't find it. I remember our chat rooms looking something, as Jose would say, sexy, and it hasn't been that way as of late. So maybe we need to switch it up. You know, you don't have to worry about me opening the chat because it's always there. And I could pull it up on a separate window and maintain the chat a lot better than I probably can on Blog Talk, because Blog Talk is they don't give you multiple screens. It's bullshit. But you should know that by now. We're here because we have to. What can we do? You know? Nothing. 646-478-3068. Remember, that's the call-in number. Press 1 if you want to talk. Let's talk. Let's get into some headlines right from the jump. If Shawn Porter, Kell Brook wasn't such a good fight in my eyes, the name of this show would be Boycott Mayweather. And I know, yeah, I'm a flip-flopper. I'm a hypocrite. Whatever you guys want to call me. I'm entitled to change my opinion on the motherfucking fly. Okay? And I'm changing my opinion. I remember last week or the week before, I don't know, whatever show it was, I said, you know, forget boycott and forget not paying for the fight. But come on. I mean, now we really have to do something. 646-478-3068. Call in. Let me know, what the hell are we to do about this Mayweather-Maidana undercard? Leo Santa Cruz versus Manuel Roman. I mean, I went to BoxRec for this guy, right? And he's listed for 2 fights. So not only is this dude someone you never heard of, but you also got to watch him fight someone else. He's got to hope that he wins. Then he gets the Leo Santa Cruz fight. So we're not getting, and for all you guys who are casual fans or, you know, have selective memory or just don't have good memory, let me remind you that Leo Santa Cruz could be fighting Scott Quigg. He could be fighting Frampton. Fuck, he could move up and fight Abner Mares. They could make Rigondeaux an offer. You know, he's a free agent. You know? No, we're getting Manuel Roman. Manuel Roman. Someone call in, 646-478-3068. Somebody please tell me, who is this guy? I BoxRec him and still don't know who he is. Miguel Vasquez, Mickey Bay. The only reason that I will support this bout is because of Miguel Vasquez. Because he only has a loss to Canelo Alvarez, who's a 154-pounder but comes into the ring 172, 171. You know? And he lost to Timothy Bradley, the guy that only lost to Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, that's who Miguel Vasquez has lost to. That's it. And you don't know that. You don't get to see him. And all you hear is that his style is not appealing and how he's a boring fighter and he doesn't want to engage. But he's been reigning at that division. They're ignoring him because when you are that good, they always label you boring. It's always boring. You know, Rigondeaux's boring because he's fucking dominant. You know? So that's the only bout that I'm supporting. Alfredo Angulo versus James De La Rosa. Let me get a fucking Google image on this guy. Who is James De La Rosa? Somebody tell me. I'm going to go to 619. Who is James De La Rosa, my friend? Please tell me.
The hell if I know.
Jesus. Talk to me, brother. You are live. You know that. What's on your mind? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, that's Ali from Dago, bruh.
Ali,
yeah,
what's
but
going on,
I want to say, man, first off, I'm going to say I liked your little interview with Virgil Hunter, man. I like the questions you was asking him and shit, and how he tried to put up a fight, but you was coming at him with some shit, so I like that a lot.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And for everybody listening, if you haven't heard it and you want to listen, it's on our YouTube channel, man. Definitely subscribe to that thing. I'm out here. I told you, the house, that's done. I was at Broadway boxing last night till 1 in the morning. I'm out here. You know, I got some good interviews
Yeah.
coming too. From Broadway boxing, man. Luckily, Rosie Perez was there. I mean, of course, Lou DiBella was there. Then you had Paulie Malignaggi was there, and a lot of New York talent. Juan Dominguez was there. Curtis Stevens was there. So I got updates on all those guys. Rafael Vasquez was there. I got updates on all those guys. I haven't uploaded the video because I'm a working man. I'm a Joe Schmo. But finish up, brother. I'm sorry. I keep cutting you off. I'm horrible.
That's all good, bro. But yeah, I think I'm really not giving Kell Brook a shot in this fight, and that might backfire on me. But I honestly don't see how he's gonna win this fight, because I see he has no inside game, and that's terrible against a dude like Shawn Porter, you know, because he's gonna be all over Brook, and I don't see the punching power that everybody else sees from Brook. Like, I think Brook is strong, but I don't think he has that devastating kind of power, you know, especially to hurt a guy like Shawn Porter. Now, it's possible that he can hurt Porter, but I just think Porter can take a punch, and I think as vicious as Porter is, and he's going to be, I just don't see anything Kell Brook's going to do to keep him from attacking, unless, like I said, he gets hit with something I didn't expect. But other than that, I don't give Kell Brook no chance in hell in this fight. I think Shawn Porter's going to beat the dog shit out of Kell Brook.
Wow. Well, brother,
yeah,
thanks.
I mean,
oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done with that.
I mean, like I said, I think Kell Brook's a good boxer. I do. I think he's a good boxer, but I just think against Shawn Porter, I just think it's a terrible matchup for him. I just don't think he can handle the pressure, and he's just going to get beat up. But like I said, I could be wrong. We'll just have to see. So that's pretty much all I got for you, though, bro.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for coming in, calling in. But I'm definitely gonna address that because we kind of are on the same page, right? But here's the thing: I think Kell Brook may have power. Like, he's demonstrated power, but it's the opposition. But now, look, let's not have selective memory. Let's remember that he did stop Sinchenko. He stopped him, right? I think he did. I should definitely. And by the way, I Google image James De La Rosa. Still don't know who the fuck he is. Still don't know who he is. I'm sorry. I know some guys are starting to complain about the cursing. I mean, what else could you do when, you know, they're giving you guys named James De La Rosa? You can't even find them on Google's. I mean, it's ridiculous. But Kell Brook, I believe he stopped Sinchenko. He really iced Saldivia, and I'm playing devil's advocate here to myself. So say what I may about Carlson Jones giving Kell Brook hell. Carlson Jones also showed us that he respected Kell Brook's power. You know, Kell Brook did his own share of damage in both those fights. So his power might be real, but the thing is, he hasn't faced that upper level opposition. So we just don't know, because, you know, guys always come up and they're knocking people out. You know, like, I was interviewing Sammy Vasquez Jr. today, right? And and that's the thing. Like, that kid looks hot. He looks all that, man. He's a welterweight. He's 6 feet tall. He's packing them over there in Pittsburgh. He's packing them in. And remember, there hasn't been big network boxing, you know, in terms of HBO or Showtime in Pittsburgh since, like, Paul Spadafora. That's a long time ago. This kid Sammy, he's got a lot of upside. He's got a lot of amateur fights, you know. He's fought multiple times in the amateurs versus Earl Spence Jr. You know, they've went at it. This kid was even an Olympian, and he's knocking everybody out. I think he's like 16-12. 12 knockouts, right? So, but he's in the welterweight division, and that's why I had looked at the rankings, man. And you know what? Kell Brook is ranked very high. He's like 5 on most rankings. On our rankings, I'm going to tell you right now, he's at, where is he? Oh, he's at 12. See, respectfully motherfucking so. Now, I don't know. Maybe 12 is too low, but I'll say this. this is our top 15, and I think I respect this top 15. Manny Pacquiao, don't ask me. Oh, yeah, well, of course, he's number one because we have Floyd as the champion for the WBC and the WBA. Then we got Pacquiao. He's the current champion with the WBO. Then Timothy Bradley, Juan Manuel Marquez. This is the order, guys. Marcos Maidana, Shawn Porter, Keith Thurman, Devin Alexander, Robert Guerrero, Luis Carlos Abregu, Amir Khan, Paulie Malignaggi, Kell Brook, Diego Chavez, Jesus Soto Karass, and Andre Berto. I guess we could rearrange a few if you guys wanted to, but I wouldn't touch the first 6 is what I can say confidently. I know that Devin Alexander and Robert Guerrero, both their careers at 147 could be debated highly. I know that Amir Khan's career at 147 could be debated highly. I know that Paulie's career at 147 is a bit sketchy. You know, he moved up to 147. He looked good. He struggled with Cano, possibly lost that fight. Once he stepped up and fought like the Broners and stuff like that, it didn't happen. But he did get the win over Judah, and I know last week I was giving Judah his credit, but that's the thing. Only guys like Paulie, Danny, Floyd, like Judah hasn't lost to a Kell Brook yet. An unheard of dude. Like, I know Kell Brook is known in the UK, but I'm just saying he hasn't lost to a guy, with no name at all. Who's this, brother? I don't know. Everybody's screen name when they call in on Skype is live. I'm hoping it's MV Chu. I haven't heard from him in a long time, but it may be Ari. I don't know. Who is this?
Yes, it's Ari. It's Ari Gold, man.
Ari Gold, what's up, man? I'm glad you called, brother, because I know that I think the last time we had a good debate. What did you think of these rankings and where we had them?
Yeah, the rankings are right. I'd put Brook ahead of Abregu, but other than that, you can't really say anything. And maybe Khan, because Khan hasn't really done anything at the division. But other than that, it's all good.
Now let's jump into that really quick. You'd put Kell Brook above Abregu, and immediately, because I'm such a shallow person, I immediately think that you're biased just because of the sound of your voice, So getting that out the way, Luis Carlos Abregu at least has faced Timothy Bradley, where we all know Kell Brook denied that fight. He didn't want that fight. Okay? So Luis Carlos Abregu has a loss. His only loss is to Timothy Bradley, whose only loss is to Manny Pacquiao. And Abregu's been in with Bradley, been in with Delorme, Richard Gutierrez. Who else has Abregu fought?
I think that's it.
Yeah, so both their resumes are kind of shitty. I mean, do you give credit to Abregu's loss over Kell Brook's win over Sinchenko? Because I guess
no, I wouldn't. Because Sinchenko's even though he was basically a paper champ, he was a champ. You know what I mean? So that's a decent win for Brook, and he blasted him out there in 4 rounds. So
yeah, well, you know what? Maybe you won this one. I really can't defend Abregu too much. But what's up?
I don't really care about rankings too much unless it's pound. But before I get onto the Porter Brook fight, I want to quickly talk about this pathetic undercard we're about to see in September, man. Like, I like Floyd. I'm a Floyd fan, but you can't defend that. That's pathetic, man.
No, there is no.
I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to see any of them fights. Vasquez is going to send me to sleep, so I can't watch him. Because if I watch him, I'm going to miss the main event. You know what I mean? So, and then who cares about? Wait, hold on. Let me get it because I can't even remember the crap.
It's Leo Santa Cruz. It's Leo Santa Cruz versus Manuel Roman, Miguel Vasquez versus Mickey Bay, Alfredo Angulo versus James De La Rosa, and John Molina Jr. versus Humberto Soto, who lost to Matisse way long ago and has been old for a long time. But that likely, wait a minute, Bruce. Ari. That likely is going to be on Show Extreme, not even on a pay-per-view.
There you go. That's most probably the best of the bunch, and that's not even going to be on the pay-per-view. Who wants to see Angulo versus Bum? Can't they put that on on Showbox or one of the first fights in a free-to-air? on Showtime. Why
No,
are we
dude,
playing
I
to
don't
the-
understand. I really
And-
don't
and,
understand what's going through a guy like Espinosa's mind, who's just coming off Rod Salka, Danny Garcia card. He's just coming off that, and you're gonna announce this shit today? Like you
he's
just
clearly in
gave
pockets,
us,
man.
you just gave us a pile of dog shit, and now you're backing up a Mack truck full of it. I mean, it's crazy.
Heyman's got him in his pocket, man. Something's going on, man. I said it on the coalition. I don't know, man. I think he's got something over him if he knows about his side chick or he's got a blackmail over him or something. Something's definitely going on because no CEO, wherever the Espinosa's rank is or, you know what I mean, his job title, no one would be giving us these kind of bullshit cards and bending over for someone like Heyman like this because he's pathetic, man.
No, but let
Santa
me tell you
Cruz-
something. Let me tell you something. It's not just Espinosa. Didn't you hear? Jermaine Taylor, he's gonna be fighting Sam Solomon for a fucking
he's
title
with Heyman.
shot.
He's with Heyman.
Exactly. But that's what I'm telling you. It's not just Espinosa that's succumbing to the bullshit. It's everybody. So what? He's got naked pictures of everybody? That's what you're telling me?
I don't know. No, but I read the article on Solomon. He said that the money was better than the Golovkin fight. So, you know what I mean? You can't really say that. That's Heyman putting the money up. So, you know what I mean? That's Heyman giving it to Taylor, who he seems to think has a shot of getting some of that money back from him. Because I don't see it. Taylor's shot,
no,
he hasn't fought anyone since.
Ari, you're not wrong, but this is the thing. It's not Heyman putting up the money. Showtime will be putting up the money for this shit. Showtime buys the fight. Espinosa signs off on that fight, and then he cuts the check. Heyman, I don't know how he's doing this shit. Jermaine Taylor, doesn't he still have brain bleed or some shit?
He's definitely most likely got some damage on him. You know what I mean? I don't want to see him, man. Because, like, come on, man. Froch knocked him out devastatingly. Abraham put him to sleep, if I can remember correctly. But forget about that. Let me quickly get on to Santa Cruz, because this guy's fast becoming a joke, in my opinion. And in my opinion, again, the winner of Frampton Martinez puts themselves up as officially number 2 in the division behind Rigondeaux, because Santa Cruz could be fighting Frampton. He ducked Frampton. Everyone knows this. Hearn wanted to put Quigg in there with him in September. Hearn actually asked Heyman. I've seen an interview. He said, send us an offer and we'll come and fight Santa Cruz on the Mayweather undercard. They rejected that, and they're fighting a bantamweight who's ranked 93rd. He's not even he's never fought at super bantamweight. This he lost his last fight like less than a year ago. He's got no power. It's a stupid fight that we don't need to see. It's another Rob Salka. It's a Rob Salka version 2. It's pathetic, man. I can't believe what's going on.
I agree.
Heyman's
man.
I don't know. Heyman's killing the sport, man. I've said it, man. He's doing something to the sport. He's giving us fights we do not want to see.
Listen, you
pathetic,
know that
man.
I was a huge backer of what Al Heyman was doing before Richard Schaefer and De La Hoya had their issues, when I didn't know they had issues. But I can't back what he's doing. I can't. I don't even know what to say. I mean, Leo Santa Cruz. Everybody is just. But Golden Boy slipped one in too, because Angulo, he's not signed to Heyman.
Yeah. I don't know, man. At the same time, they're all
I don't even know how that happened. How did that happen? How did Golden Boy get a fight on a Mayweather card? Because they never get a fight.
No, Mexicans.
It's always a Mayweather show. So this is odd. Alfredo Angulo being on here.
I'll say one last thing before I get onto Porter Brook. The same people who were shitting on Garcia, and this is mainly to Mexicans. I don't really want to make a racing, but it's mainly to them because Santa Cruz, their boy. I want to see you shitting on Santa Cruz for the same thing, because this is actually worse than Rod Salka. At least Rod Salka actually fought the weight before. This guy is a journeyman.
Yeah, but Leo Santa
this guy's a journeyman.
Cruz. The thing is this, Ari. Leo Santa Cruz is not popular enough to get the hate that other people get. Like, I guarantee you, it's probably not even going to be more than 5 people to call in mad about that specific fight.
Yeah. I don't want to see any of these fights, man. I'm just gonna set my alarm for like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. wherever the time comes on here and just watch the main event, man. I can't sit there and watch that kind of stuff.
No, I'm saying it today. I'm not gonna buy this fight, but I'm saying that today. Come fight night, I'm probably paying for this shit. I cannot watch a stream, dude. But man, this is the type of shit you don't buy. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let me get to some other callers then, brother.
What about my pick for Porter Brook, man?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm going with Brook, man.
Are you serious?
I'm going with Brook. Yeah, I'm going with Brook. I'll call in on Monday.
You know this is being recorded, right?
Not Monday. I'll call in on Sunday. I'll call in on Sunday, win or lose.
No, but you know this is being recorded?
I'm liking the confidence that Brook's coming off with in interviews. I've never seen it before. He's usually nervous and not really talkative in interviews. He's very talkative. He's smiling all the time. He looks like he's had a great camp. He's in shape. This is a real welterweight. Brook should actually be 154. I don't even know how he makes the weight, but I don't see Porter bullying him like he bullied Paulie. And I think Brook's the better boxer in terms of technical skill. So if Brook, the only problem is the inside game. If Brook can somehow tie him up on the inside or something, I don't know, try and get a jab going, keep it outside, I think Brook could do it, man. Because once he touches Porter, I don't think Porter will be risking to be going in crazy like he did against Paulie and Devon. It might be like the Diaz fight, you know what I mean, where he struggled. So I'll just say that. Don't worry, I'll call in for my pro, but at the same time, if Brook wins, I'm calling. I'm making you realize that? Well. You should be medicated. Yeah,
that's
man,
all I got to tell
man.
you, my friend. That's all I got to tell you.
I got a great record, man. I'll call in. Don't worry about that. I'll call in.
You got a great record, meaning? Hold on. You got a great record, meaning what? That you get your picks right?
Yeah, man.
Well, you're picking with your heart here. We both know that.
All right. We'll see, Ness.
Okay. See
like
you
I said,
Sunday.
I'll call in on Sunday. Win or lose, I'll call in for the crow, or I'll call in to make you eat the crow. But anyway, I'll let you get on with the show, man. I just had to call in about Mayweather. I didn't really call in about Brook. I had to call in about Mayweather because Mayweather's tweeting it like it's a great card or something. He needs to chill, man.
Yeah, well, I agree with you on the Mayweather, not on the Brook. And, see you Sunday, brother. See you Sunday.
Epic fail.
Picking Brook? Oh, no. I don't even understand. All right, that's one. Let me get to some other people here. Who's been on the longest here? Looking like 817.
This is Big Jones from Texas.
What's going on, Jones?
Hey, I just wanted to know if you heard about this story I saw on Boxing Scene. Steven Espinosa talking about Lamont Peterson versus Garcia.
Okay, what did he say? Because I was at that fight.
He said that he's looking forward to making that fight, but it might be at 147 with no titles on the line. This was on Boxing Scene. He was quoted.
Well, that would be unfortunate if that were to come true.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to. I don't really call in much. I only call in if I really feel that I have something to say, and so I didn't really comment on it. I felt like everybody really spoke on Danny Garcia, and I didn't want to beat a dead horse. But when I saw this, I actually wanted to email you just to understand, like, boxing fans' frustration with Danny Garcia. It's not because we're hating on him. It's because we expect more from him. Like, most of these people that are frustrated with Danny Garcia right now were once fans of him. He had everything that a boxer present day should have. He could box. He had the skills. He was entertaining. He would fight anybody, and he was confident in his skills but humble in his demeanor. But since he reached the mountaintop, so to speak, after he beat Lucas Matisse, it's just been, we haven't seen that from him. and we're just holding we hold. I feel like we're holding him to a higher standard because of those things, because what we've seen, because we do feel like he has the goods. If he was just a bum, if he was a paper champ that was just holding the belt, I don't think anybody would be going as hard at him as they are. But, you know, after he beat Lucas Matisse, he fought Herrera, who was supposed to be a soft touch but ended up actually being a better fight. And Herrera showed that he was a worthy opponent. But no matter how you had it scored, it was a close fight. And Danny, after that, coming out and saying, I felt like I won decisively, and not giving him a rematch, and then going to fight the Rod Salkers of the world. And then after that, you know, the purge mask and all that different stuff, and then now, this isn't the Danny that we're accustomed to, that we came up rooting for. That's where the criticism comes from. He's the 140-pound lineal champion. That means he's the guy. And we're holding him to that standard. We know what he can do. I think that's where the criticism comes from. That's where the frustration comes from. And I think, you know, I understand your points that you made defending Danny with the Herrera fight, saying that you felt that he won. But Danny wasn't saying it. Danny was saying I won clearly. And then when Danny fought Rod Salka, instead of giving him his rematch, he didn't say, man, I had a tough fight. You know, I had a tough schedule. I just wanted to clear out some kinks and really get back to the basics. No, he defended the fight. He got indignant when people even made the assumption that this was a soft fight. And then you have the Lamont Peters. If this is true, this is all alleged right now.
Let me interrupt you for one moment. And you've been an excellent call thus far. You've both defended myself and yourself, right? But the thing is this, like, I don't think that I'm the closest to that camp, but I do think that in terms of material, I get the most. So if you check my videos, he said, and I'm going to try and quote as close as possible here, but if I can, I'm going to have to paraphrase. But basically, he said he fell victim to what the fans was saying the first time around for Herrera. It's on video, by the way. So he's like, the fans were saying Herrera was a soft fight. So he took it soft mentally and physically in the gym. So the fans are saying Rod Salka's a soft fight. And he did the exact opposite. But we know it's a soft fight. You feel me? But he still went into this fight the exact opposite. And moving forward, allegedly, you know, he's supposed to continue in that fashion. But you also gotta step outside the box, though, man. Because look, I'm not here trying to defend him. I got a lot of hate for that show. Actually, I didn't even want to talk about this subject no more. I was trying to make that a memory forgotten, because people still attacking me on Twitter for defending this kid. But the thing is this, like, everybody always shitted on Danny. When he beat Amir Khan, it was a lucky punch. When he fought Zab was old, right? But Paulie got mad credit for Zab, so much so the fucking Barclays Center made a belt, and people love Paulie. He's more popular than Zab. He got a fucking announcer job, but Danny doesn't get credit for Zab, right? So moving forward, everyone said, oh, he's afraid of Matisse. Oh, he's afraid. The memes that they making about Herrera today, they was making about Matisse last year. So he finally beat the guy you wanted him to beat, right? He proved to you guys he's a champ. And he has a tough fight, and y'all back to shitting on him. Y'all flip-flopping ass fans. And I'm not talking directly to you. I'm not talking directly to you. What I want you to do is step outside the box and think as if you was that man. Somebody just told you they your friend today, and tomorrow they're not your fucking friend. Like, what's wrong with people?
Yeah, but that's the problem. Okay, like, I'm gonna try to rebuttal to everything you said one by one, and I think you made some good points. But on the fact that he took Herrera lightly, that's not on anybody but the fighter. You know, we I criticize Mayweather is one of my favorite fighters, but I have a lot of criticism of Mayweather. But one thing you can never say is that he doesn't go in and handle himself professionally when it comes to boxing. He's in the gym. He takes every opponent seriously. You know he's going to be in shape. I'm not going to give you credit for doing what you're supposed to do and taking a fighter seriously. I am going to criticize you for taking a fight that I don't feel like you should have taken in the first place. Herrera was a guy that fans got on him and looked at as a soft touch. And it was supposed to be. But we didn't know Herrera was going to be as good as he was. And I think that was a good victory. I mean, I don't think he won the fight, but I think that was a good matchup. But it was intended to be a soft touch for Danny. You know, and my thing is not so much inside the ring. My thing is how you carry yourself as a champion. What do you call it? You're the guy at 140. You're supposed to carry yourself accordingly. You know when you're not fighting. Rod Salka, okay, here's my thing. You're the 140-pound lineal champion, and you're fighting a guy who's not even ranked at 140, who's ranked at 77 at 135. And then, if this is true, these are just quotes from Espinosa, so I got to say, if this is true, and you're going to fight Lamont Peterson at 147, this is 3 fights where you've either gotten a soft touch or you've taken an easier road. You know, if you don't want to live up to the bill of being a 140-pound champion, or if you're too big to be fighting at 140, or you're burnt out, vacate the title. Move up to 147. But don't carry yourself and proclaim yourself as the guy and then get mad when fans ask you to live up to that. There are some people that in the past flip-flop, and I'm not with that at all, but I'm not with blindly supporting a fighter. If a fighter, I don't care if it's Mayweather, Pacquiao, whoever, Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter, if they're not doing something that I feel that they should, I should be able to call them out. And that doesn't mean I'm not a fan. And honestly, if I didn't care, if I thought you were garbage, I wouldn't say anything. Peter Quillen, how many boxing fans really look at him and think he's just a paper champion? But we don't come on here and call about him because we don't care as much. We don't look at him and think this is someone that could be something. It's sideways a compliment that these fans are holding him to that standard. I'm holding him to the standard that I would hold any other lineal champion, like Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto is the 160-pound lineal champion. If he's going to stay a 160-pound lineal champion, fight Golovkin. Fight the best out there. So I don't understand how Danny could be mad, and I don't understand how he could let the fans' perspective affect his professionalism. As a professional, you should always have your head in the game, be ready to fight the best. That's what I'm saying.
So I'll rebuttal with this. If he's fighting Lamont at 147 and the titles aren't on the line, clearly he's not. He's gonna be vacating because you're not gonna fight. You're not gonna fight at 147. Listen, Danny is having a hard time making weight. Lamont on my video tells you it was horrible making this fight for Edgar Santana because they was doing random blood and drug testing and urine, and he had to keep drinking massive amounts of water because they would just pop up. So he doesn't. And when I interviewed him for the Hope fight, they said they had found a way to make weight because they hired like a nutritionist, but it was still difficult. Back then it was difficult. This week it was horrible. So if he's moving up, he ain't coming down either. Danny, he clearly can't make the weight. Like if you just fought at 142 and you want to blame that on the kid not being ranked so you couldn't get the fight sanctioned, but you still made 142. You could have came in disciplined, had to fight at 142 because the title's not on the line, and still make your weight. No, you already took that leeway of them 2 pounds. It's going to be even harder now when he takes on another 5 and then tries to come back down to 140. If he fights at 47, my friend, I highly doubt he's coming back to 140. Those titles will be vacated. Listen, don't forget that Al Heyman, right, as much as we hate him, he does what he's supposed to do for the fighter. And guess what? if Danny and Lamont are fighting at 147, who's he leaving the division open for with vacant titles? 3 vacant titles. Adrian Broner will have a fight versus fucking your garbage man and win those 3 vacant titles. Why? Because he's trying. Look, he's giving Jermaine Taylor a title shot. He's trying to control. Listen, Hopkins is fighting Kovalev because Al Heyman somehow got Thomas, what's his fucking name that got knocked out? He quit on ESPN 2 weeks ago versus Campillo. I forgot his name. Thomas Williams Jr. That's why, look, people don't think that Hopkins is just, he's smart. He wasn't waiting around for nobody. But the true story is Heyman got Thomas Williams Jr. approved some fucking way to become Adonis Stevenson's mandatory, and they was going to make that fight. Bernard was not going to get the Stevenson fight, so then Bernard went across the street, and the rest is history. But Al Heyman is smarter than you know. Believe me, if Danny is fighting at 47, it's not because of him. It's because of Al. Check my videos again, all from last week before the build-up of the fight. He even says, I'm going to fight at 40 or 47. It's whatever Al tells me. Angel says the same exact thing, word for word. Yo, these dudes are not in control of their career. Why do you think Bernard Hopkins on our video told Vic, I'm making a call to action. These fighters need to take control of their career. Go listen to it. Go listen to it.
And that's a problem. I blame Danny for that. Why are you not in control of your career?
How could you? No. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna let you rebuttal. I promise you, I'm gonna shut up after this one statement. How can you blame Danny for getting $700,000 for a bullshit fight? I know that you're looking at it from a fan's perspective. So because you know you want a good fight, that's your reason for blaming him. But again, put yourself in his shoes. He's not in control of his career, and his boss is telling him, "Look, you're not gonna fight for them titles, but you're still gonna make this 700." You think he cares? He fought fucking Eric Morales for 125,000. He's getting 700 to fight. He's getting 700 to fight Rod Selka. Come on, man.
All right, here's my thing. Okay. My issue, first of all, the first thing is, I'm going to tell you this.
I know I said I'm going to shut up. I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to rebuttal because we have to move on. We can't stay stuck on Danny. I don't even want to talk about Danny no more for all the hate that I've gotten. But I'm not going to rebuttal. You say what you want to say, and then if you want to go into Kell Brook and Porter, we could do that. Or I'm going to go to the next caller. Go ahead. I'm shutting up.
I'm going to get to this point real quick, and then I'm going to just go to Kell Brook and Shawn Porter and let some other callers have it. But the first thing I wanted to say is I think that's the biggest excuse going on right now is I'm not in control of my career or talk to this person. As a fighter, you need to take responsibility for your career. That goes to Andre Ward. That goes to all these different guys that are sitting on the shelf or guys that just aren't making the moves. You can't look for someone else to do it for you. But my second thing is, when you're bringing up the business and the $770,000 and all that, here's the problem with boxing right now is, and I think that should be corrected. I understand that boxing is a business, but business should never overtake the place of merit. If you look at the NBA, business-wise, it will be in their best interest. What they will want is for Kevin Durant to face LeBron James in the finals every year. Those are the 2 biggest superstars with probably the 2 most popular franchises right now in the game. But both teams have to go through the gauntlet and play in the playoffs and make it to the point and prove that they're the best to compete for a title. The merit never outweighs the business. Vice versa. The business never outweighs merit, and that's a problem with boxing right now. It's too much about the business. I understand that you got to make your money and all that different stuff, but the business side of it, the money, should never outweigh merit. There's so many guys out here deserving of shots, deserving of looks. You look at Keith Thurman. You look at Keith Thurman. You look at Rickendale. How many times did they probably heard that it's not in a fighter's best interest to fight them? No matter what they've done, no matter if they deserve it. That's my thing. I just think that the business aspect should never over or outweigh merit. That's my issue on boxing in general. But as far as Shawn Porter and Kell Brook, I think Shawn Porter is going to win. That's who I'm picking. But I really think Kell Brook has a chance, and I honestly don't have a good reason why because of his competition. But I just have a feeling. I have a gut feeling that he has more than a puncher's chance. I'm not going to say that I'm not even going to say 60-40, but I'm going to say that he has a chance of winning. I think it'll be a good fight. I think it'll tell us more about both fighters. And it's actually a fight that I'm actually looking forward to see, which is something I haven't got lately. But that's my 2 cents, and I'm going to let you get to some other callers.
All right, my friend. What's your name again, brother?
This is Big Jones from Texas.
Big Jones, great fucking call, man. Listen, great call. I will say this. I'm going to be putting up some audio on an interview I did with Abel Sanchez, and I want you guys to listen to it. It's on this very subject. It's just a different fighter, the one you love, Triple G. He doesn't want to fight Ward. They're not going to fight Ward. Ward, to them, is not a lucrative enough fight. And until it is, they're not going to fight him. Same fucking scenario, different fighters, brother. Same fucking scenario, different fighters. It's always going to be a business thing. 480-480. You're live in the boxing voice.
Hello.
What's going on, brother? Who's this?
Hey, this is Ivan from Phoenix, Arizona.
Ivan, what's going on? Phoenix is in the building on a check-in, brother.
First time calling in, man.
I'm glad, man.
Hey,
You should have been called.
That was a good subject that guy was talking about right now with Danny Garcia, bro. Man, I love Danny Garcia. He's a beast.
Please don't do it to me, please.
I don't know.
Please, look. I know
people
that it's
just
your
fucking
first
hate
call.
on. People just hate on him too much.
Listen. I know that this is your first call, so I would love to just let you do you, but please let's not talk about Danny anymore. There's so much more going on. These guys are killing me with this Danny thing. I'm telling you, I'm going to end up hiring a psychiatrist just to get over this.
All right, man. But Kell Brook and Shawn Porter, man, I think Porter's going to whoop him. She's going to fucking maul him, dude. She's going to put pressure like he did Malignaggi, because I never seen Porter actually, but from what I hear, fuck, he hasn't fought anybody.
You mean Brook?
How do you see that fight? Yeah, Brook. There we go. I'm kind of nervous talking.
Brother, don't be nervous, man. This is like you in the barber shop. I'm like your boy, man.
Yeah, but how do you see that fight playing out?
Oh man, I'm going Porter all day. Porter all day. I've been team Porter since he was fucking with Prize Fighter. You know? A long time ago.
Oh.
So what else you got for me, brother? Hello? Uh-oh. Well, Phoenix is in the check-in. They were gone there. They were gone. He dropped off. Let's see what else we got in these headlines, man. It's a lot of stuff. I can't believe Jermaine Teller's getting this fight. And Gonzalez and Arce, this is another. See, like, we're not going to complain about this, though. We're not going to complain about Johnny Gonzalez, a 3-division title holder who knocked out Abner Mares fighting Jorge fucking Arce. We thought Arce was done when? Like, the Nonito Donaire fight was the nail in the coffin, right? Because they brought him out of the fucking cemetery for the Donaire fight. So he was done then, right? And now Johnny gets to fight him, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, man. Listen, I'm gonna be putting up some audio also of Abner Mares, and I really recommend that you guys listen to that. Abner Mares is continuing to show us that he's a badass. He's a badass, dude. This dude is in talks. There's no heavy negotiations, but from what he told me, and you will hear it for yourself, when I put the audio up. He's trying to get in that top-ranked tournament with Lomachenko. This dude's a lunatic, huh? He's balls to the wall. I'm telling you, dude's got balls of steel. 718, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Yo, Ness, what's going on, man? Where my intro at, man?
Yo, I swear to God, it's all Lex Luger fault. It's not me. Lex Luger still ain't email me the shit, and he listens to the show and everything, so he gonna know he fucked up again. Is that he just got off of work too, man?
All right, bro. Yeah, let me touch down on this stuff, man. Yeah, man, that Mayweather card, I'm not buying that, man. I don't understand that undercard, and I don't understand why Showtime taking that type of then when they got to give Mayweather $30 million off top. How they making an undercard like that? I don't understand it, and I'm not buying it. That's the bottom line,
they're making
man.
that undercard.
And it's gonna be another flop with pay-per-view sales. I guarantee you, because nobody's not paying for that. It's gonna be a flop. And another thing, man.
Remember, we're not gonna know if it flops or not, because Espinoza said he ain't giving out no numbers no more.
Yeah, okay. So let them pay that man. Keep paying that man all that money for nothing. But yeah, my man, Little Tyson, aka Shawn Porter, gonna put in that work, man. I believe he gonna knock Kell Brooks out, and I believe that, and I want Andre Dirrell to win, to beat that with Bika. I want him to win, and
Anthony Dirrell.
Yeah, Anthony Dirrell to beat Bika, and then Figueroa. Who is that guy he's fighting? I don't know. Is he up there in the rankings or what? What's the deal with that dude?
I never heard of him. I murdered him.
Yeah, man. But that fight is crazy, man. I'm not paying for that Mayweather shit, man. I'm not gonna do it, man. And yo, I like Abner Morales, man. I love that dude, man. He's a little beast, man. And I believe, yo, he got skills to hang out with Lomachenko and them, man. Believe that. So I hope he do get in that tournament.
Yeah, man. I don't
and
know.
They need to stop and really recognize what my man Sammy Vasquez.
Yeah.
I'm on that bandwagon right now. And I promise you, yo, nobody want to fight him right now. Nobody want to fight that man right now. Not the Bronis, not even your man Garcia want to fight him.
Yeah, but he's a welterweight.
It'll be
welterweight. He's
but
not.
Till next time, that Sunday. Well, I got. I'm telling y'all right now. I got Shawn Porter. I got Anthony Dirrell, and I got the other guy, Nat Figueroa. I got the other dude. So that's my picks for the week. I'll see to y'all Sunday, and y'all be good. Peace.
All right, QB. Yo, he said he got the other dude. He don't even know who it is. He just wants the upset. I love it. Oh man, hilarious. But no, Sammy Vasquez is a welterweight, so he can't fight them dudes. I mean, if Danny going up, yeah, he can fight him. Let me see.
Introducing the hard-hitting ringside Robbie.
Hey, so far the count is 5-1 in favor of Porter. I've been keeping track here. Wow, I cannot believe some of the things that you brought out today, Ness. If I didn't realize that you were legit, I would swear to God I think you'd be making some of this stuff up. Jermaine Taylor getting a damn title shot at Sam Solomon when he's supposed to be having brain issues? How the hell did he get a boxing license, for Christ's sakes? I guarantee you that's not taking place in the U.S., is it?
Let me find out. You could continue, and I'll get that info for you.
But yeah, I mean because I can't see like the New York State Athletic Commission or Nevada giving Jermaine Taylor a boxing license. I mean,
Robbie.
remember when the New York State Athletic Commission finally suspended Evander Holyfield's license in New York because he wouldn't quit fighting? I could see the same scenario happening here. As far as Porter Brook, Porter's going to kill him. I mean, I think he's going to knock him out inside of 6 rounds. And I think Anthony Durrell will beat Sakio Bika, and Figueroa will win his fight. And as far as Lamont and Danny fighting 147, after hearing what you said about both of them not being able to make 140, that makes sense to me. But just be sure to vacate all those titles and put Broner in against Matisse and see if Adrian could deal with that. That's what I would do in that scenario. And look, we don't like the business of boxing. I completely get that for the caller that called in and complaining about it. But remember, boxers have to live their life after boxing. And since it's such a violent sport, whether we like it or not, they're going to have to, take care of their bank accounts. So the reality is they've got to have a life after boxing. Not everybody's like Floyd Mayweather or Bernard Hopkins. There are some guys that wind up in pretty bad shape. So whether we like the business of boxing or not, it's a reality of how things go. And as far as Leo Santa Cruz, he should be fighting Carl Frampton because as far as I know, Frampton is his mandatory, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know how, isn't he IBF in that division, Ness? Because normally the IBF forces people to fight their mandatories.
Well, first things first, Jermaine Taylor will be fighting for a 160-pound title at a U.S. venue to be determined. So it is taking place in the United States. So someone is going to license him. Actually, in the chat, they've already said that Nevada already gave him a license.
I wonder how that's possible because I'm sure if they ran an MRI of his brain, it would be a mess.
Right.
I'm not a medical doctor, but
this is the thing.
I remember what he looked.
This is the thing. Like, clearly, they found a doctor to clear him the way they found a doctor to clear Margarito. They are always going to find a doctor. So, no need spending time on that. Taylor's getting a shot.
That's a joke. Yeah, but no, I would like to, like I said, I think Porter's going to win, and I would like to see eventually Porter and Thurman. I mean, that's the matchup that's going to happen sooner rather than later. I wish Keith was getting more meaningful fights though, so people could see that he could earn that shot, because that's the big fight I think in the 147 division in the future is Keith Thurman and Shawn Porter. I can see they're on a collision course as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, hopefully, but we are already seeing that stranger things have taken place.
No kidding.
Especially not what's supposed to be happening. 773, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Yo, what up? This is Santana from the Shy.
Santana, what up? Where you been at?
What up? My picks, I'm going with Durrell. I think he's going to beat Bika this time. Figueroa, I think he's going to win. Even though I want him to lose, I think he's a bum and overrated, but I think he's going to win. And I'm going with Shawn Porter. I just don't think Kell Brook going to handle the pressure that Shawn Porter's going to bring. Because in the fight with Carson Jones, he kind of gassed out Kell Brook. And actually, I had Kell Brook losing that fight. I had Carson Jones winning every round after the 5th. But it could have been a draw. But I ain't had Kell Brook winning. And I heard that Marquez is looking for the winner of this fight. And if I'm Shawn Porter, I'd take that fight, over the Keith Thurman fight, because it's a better name on your resume, low risk, high reward type fight. So, what you think?
You want Shawn Porter to take which fight?
Marquez.
Juan Manuel?
Yeah.
There's talks about that next?
Yeah. Marquez gonna be at the fight, they say.
Well,
Well,
I mean, look.
could he be? Isn't he
Because he's
trying
looking
to
for
top
the fifth
rank?
world title for the welterweight. So.
Yeah, well, look, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm going to be putting out some interesting interviews that you guys need to check out, because when I spoke to Abner Mars today, he said everybody knows Top Rank and Golden Boy doing business again. I said, whoa. Yeah. So maybe that is true, because Porter, while he's not signed to Golden Boy, he is with Heyman, and I just don't see how he's supposed to fight Marquez, who probably owes an option or two to Bob Arum. But that's good. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. If I'm Porter, I take the Marquez fight and get the legend's name under my resume. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I want to say one more thing, man. I used to like Paulie Malignaggi, but I kind of lost respect for him because this whole steroid thing came from him. After he lost, he got to talking like, he almost got put in a coma and where did his power come from? And I don't think he should be throwing dirt on Shawn Porter's name like that. Like, you kind of messing his career up,
Well, Santana, I'll tell you this, man. I'm out there, and I bumped into Paulie last night, and I tried to get into that, and, man, I'm going to leave it. I'm not even going to edit the video so you can see how he spent off, man. But yeah, I'm hearing the same thing. But Ken Porter told me that they basically talked to Paulie and that they let him know if he continued with any type of talk like that, they will proceed with some sort of legal action. So I guess that's why Paulie didn't want to talk about it, and we're probably not going to hear any more of it. There was drug testing for this fight, but it was done by California, but it was done randomly, and according to them, it was done like as if it were USADA Avada, but I don't know. Steve Kim, he's the guy. Him and Gabe are the guys to go to for the PED thing. I'm not educated enough in that subject.
All right, now. That's it. That's all I have to say.
All right, brother.
All right.
3, 2, 1. You're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, Ness? It's Jay Cotto from Melbourne, Florida. How you doing, man?
What's going on?
Oh, just chilling, man. I just want to tell you guys, man, you're doing one hell of a fucking job, man. This show's great. You give a lot of info on boxing. Thank you, because you guys have caught me up on a lot of shit that I was lost on. So thank you on that. I also want to weigh in on the Shawn Porter versus Kell Brook fight. Basically, for both men, I think it's gonna be like baptism under fire. Like, they're gonna be beating the shit out of each other. And I just think that the winner at the end of it all is gonna be Porter. I think he's got the physical ability, to actually, do what he has to do.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's how I feel. But after you saying that it's gonna be a war, I could see that happening, because there was a bit of a war in the Carson Jones fight. It's gonna be interesting to see how this one looks, with when Kell Brook is facing someone on his level or above.
Oh yeah.
We will find out.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great. I can't wait for that one, man.
Yo, so let me ask you something. Are you Jake Otto on Twitter as well?
I'm not. Yeah, but I don't really tweet as much. I just put it out there for my books and stuff. That's all I really put it out there for. But I'm Jake Otto on Jake Otto's fight page on Facebook.
Okay. No, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, so
I know I follow or follow me.
Yeah. I also want to weigh in on that on the thing that Malignaggi's doing, man. That's kind of crazy because personally, I feel he got mixed emotions. You know what I mean, about losing to Porter, and basically he's just out there talking shit. Thank you for catching me up on that little warning they gave him, that little stern warning about him talking shit. If not, I think that was well deserved of him getting, because that's kind of wrong and shit.
Yeah, man. you can't just be going around saying shit. But I will say this, man, and thanks for calling in, Jake Gatto. Shout out to you, man. I hope you continue to call in. But I will say this, that when you start dealing with a person like Victor Conti or Angel Heredia, you're gonna have to expect to be scrutinized. So you should just already, like, if you're gonna mess with him, you should just already be doing random drug testing so that there is no speculation. Just leave no doubt. Leave no doubt. That's the easiest way. 917, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's Antonio from Albany.
Antonio, you got a really bad connection, player.
Hold on. Hello?
Yeah. Antonio, you got a bad connection. Hang up, and I'm going to look for you. 832, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes, who's this?
This is Garland. I want to just make my pick.
Okay.
My pick is Kell Brook. Hello?
Are you going to elaborate?
No, I'm just picking Kell Brook. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I'm just picking Kell Brook.
Well, all right. Is that all you got for us, caller?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for calling in, brother. Hope to hear from you soon, man. Let me see. 917, Antonio from Albany, right?
No, it's me, Eamon.
Eamon, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man? I heard you. I'm still at work here, but I heard you saying that you're not Danny's biggest fan, and it's total bullshit, man. You know what I mean? I don't know how you could make any excuse for that fight last week. And I know I'm not going into it too much, but what was I going to say it again? Yeah, I think the Porter's going to overpower Brook on Saturday night. I think he's going to walk through him. But I'm hoping that Brook is going to be able to move enough and keep away from him. But I doubt it. I think that we're going to see a Triple G type destruction.
All right. Well, Eamon, look, I'll tell you this. I find it completely strange that I get all this that you just said. It's complete bullshit, right, about the Danny thing. But why don't you guys say that I'm Porter's girlfriend? Because I've been on the Porter bandwagon just as long. And Jesus, you got a lot of background noise.
Yeah, but Nez, like, listen, man. I mean, did you see the size of the guy they put him in against last Saturday night? I mean, actually, the whole bill was like a Hollywood movie. They picked 3 people that they knew were going to destroy.
But
completely out of point. It was ridiculous.
But Eamon, you have to realize this. They're doing it again, and they're going to charge you $75. So let's hear the same fucking complaints.
Me, man. I'm going to stream it. I see some shit like that. I'm fucking streaming it.
But let's hear the same complaints that you guys did for last week. Make the memes, you know? Do the tweets. Like, don't do it for one guy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, all right. Well, I was going to say it again. Hey, listen, hopefully I'll see you at the next fight anyway, and I'll talk to you on Sunday night.
Okay.
Cheers, bro. Bye.
Cheers. Let's see here. Who we got? 773. Tony, what up?
Hey, what's good, bro?
Chilling.
Hey. Hello? Yo.
Tony, I always hear you, and for 3 years now, you always say, hello?
Hey, no, I called him because, whatchamacallit, I heard about the Juan Manuel Marquez Porter thing, and I was calling because I'm kind of, I don't know about you, bro, I'm kind of shocked at that shit, man. Like, why would Marquez take that fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a dude who's always talked about. He's avoided Brandon Rios. He's avoided all these young fighters coming up. Why Porter? Why now? You know what I'm saying? Do you have any kind of...
Tony, you got to remember, we don't know how true that is. Someone just told us over the phone. I haven't read anything about it. Did you?
Yeah, I read online.
What site?
That Marquez...
What site?
I'm sorry?
Which website?
No, I seen it on it was just sort of an article. I was Googling what I was doing, I was Googling
let me you know what?
the champions.
Don't worry about it.
Just
Don't worry
Google
about it. Never mind. I'm gonna do my own Google search. Go ahead. Finish your call.
Okay, it's good. It's right there. But I got Porter. I got Porter wearing out Kell Brook, and I was gonna try not to say the D word because, like you, Ness, I'm getting worn out every day from people who don't know why I like Danny so much. You know what I'm saying? And it's exhausting, bro. Honestly, bro, it's just exhausting fighting these people off, bro. They're just like, why you like Danny? He's this and he's that. You know, I'm like, come on, man. I like that other caller, though, that called earlier. Was he from Texas? You know what I'm saying? He was making some pretty decent points. I think he's living in a kind of a fantasy land when he starts talking about this merit business shit because we're in America. Like, when has merit ever taken over? Man, I mean, come on, man, let's be real. You know, it's like business is always gonna come first, and we don't have to agree with it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. That's just reality. I came to grips with that a long time ago as a boxing fan. I hated it. I left the sport for a while because of the bullshit, but I actually came to grips with the fact, like, these motherfuckers got a short lifespan. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to try to get as much money as they can. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
listen to this. Listen to this bullshit. Yeah. First of all, it's Fernando Beltran that is looking to do this fight. And Marquez did state that he would love to fight in Mexico with Porter or Brook. Now, who the fuck is going to go to Mexico? No. But for real. Somebody tell me any big name fighter like a Porter or a Brook, especially after this fight, after they face each other and the world finally gets questions on both men, they're going to fucking go to Mexico and fight Juan Manuel Marquez, who's Mexican, by the way, and throw in the fact that he's a legend and he knocked out Pacquiao. And name another fight that took place in Mexico of this caliber. Ain't nobody going to fucking Mexico, man. Don't believe that bullshit.
He'll never get a decision. I remember Greg Haugen went to Mexico to fight Julio Cesar Chavez.
You know what?
But other than that, I haven't heard shit.
I'm gonna text Ken Porter right now and find out would he even consider to go to fucking Mexico. That's how stupid I think that shit is.
He's never gonna get a decision against Manuel Marquez. All Juan Manuel Marquez has to do is stay on his feet after the 12th round. He could be concussed. He could have his trainer holding him up, and he'll still get the decision. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah, man. I don't believe that, brother. But Tony, let me move on and get to some other callers here, brother. Thanks for calling in as always. And look, man, 3 years, my friend. You don't have to say hello. When you hear that lady tell you unmuted, when you hear Roxanne say unmuted, you're live, brother. You're live.
All right, brother.
You're live. You're live. We are live. And he is live. All of you guys are live whenever you call in. You don't have to say hello. You don't have to say, do I hear you? I hear you. Believe me. 646-478-3068.
Call me now.
Let's talk some fucking boxing. Let me see. 0114. I'm hoping that this is Molly Bongway. You haven't called in forever. Who's this? Not Molly Bongway. Who's this?
Yeah, sorry, it's Daniel from London. You keep thinking
Daniel, what's up, brother? I'm sorry, man. Look, Molly Bongway calls in from a similar number like that. Anytime it's like out of another country number, it's always a bunch of zeros. But talk to me.
Yeah, no problem, man. I've got two questions, really. The first one is about Brook Porter. I've got Porter, and I'm having trouble visualizing Brook winning. Can you visualize a scenario where Brook wins?
Absolutely. Listen, say what I may about Kell Brook. He looks strong, right? So let's just automatically throw out all the suspicion that we have about him and only focus on how he's looked in his fights. He looks strong, and if we can envision the guys that he's been fighting to be on the same level as a Porter, well then Brook has the power to knock out Porter. If not,
fair enough,
make him respect him. He also has a traditional boxer's technique. You know, he uses a nice guard and he shoots the jab. He can box well. I just don't know, you know, if he's going to be able to keep Porter off of him. And that's me assuming that Porter's going to fight in the manner that he did Alexander and in the manner that he did Malignaggi. I'm not assuming Porter's going to go in there to box Kell Brook, because I think Kell Brook's a decent boxer, and having power adds to that. But the problem is, you know, and that's me envisioning a win for Kell Brook. But, you know, now taking all the suspicion and factoring that in and just factoring what I know about Porter and his, you know, just, I guess, sheer will and determination to go to the body so committedly, I don't know how well Kell Brook is going to look. Like the last caller said, Kell Brook has just showed us that he gasses out. And if you got a guy on your level, going to that body and constantly making you work the way that he did Alexander and Malignaggi, I don't know if Kell Brook can last through that. But again, you know, assuming that everything that he showed us is the truth, then he might have the boxing ability to outbox Porter, because we can't act like the Joel Diaz fight didn't happen. But again, I've always said it. I had him winning that fight. I don't know how the judges got that wrong. I don't know how the judges got that wrong. To me, that was a robbery, giving him a draw. I had it wide for Porter, but you know, you guys call me biased, so I don't know. But that's the only way I envision Porter winning. How about you? How do you envision it with your little reverse psychology question? You sound like you do. You sound like you do.
And if I can't even, sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, you know, I'm a big hater over here, and you sound like you do. I automatically have suspicion and assume that you're an undercover Kell Brook fan trying to see if I'm so biased I can't envision him winning. I'm just defensive the way they come at me.
It's like I say, if I'm going to bet on the fight, I want to at least be able to say, how can the guy I'm going to bet against win? And I'm looking to bet against Kell Brook, but I'm thinking maybe you can catch him with 1-2s. Maybe he is tough enough to last 12 rounds. I don't really see it.
I don't know. See,
so that was why I asked you. It wasn't a question of
let me tell you this.
Question.
Let me tell you this about the 1-2. I don't know if that's going to work. It might work when Shawn Porter's lunging in with that right hand. Sometimes it seems like his face travels first in the punch. But
totally.
I don't know if the 1-2 for Kell Brook is even going to be effective, simply because of the waist movement of Porter. Remember, he bobs side to side. People are not calling him Little Tyson for nothing. It's the way that his upper body moves when he's on attack mode. He's coming in behind the jab, but he's always bobbing to the left and the right. And I'm not saying he's like amazing and not going to get hit on the way in, but he does give movement. So the 1-2 is kind of difficult to land like that unless you're timing it. And again, with the level of opposition that Kell Brook has faced, we don't know if he has timing.
Yeah, I can feel that. And then the other thing I was asking was what you talked about there, was the Little Tyson thing. I've seen the few Shawn Porter fights. I just don't see that at all. I really don't see any comparison. Well, I don't see more than a tiny comparison between Shawn Porter and Tyson at all. So I don't really know where people are coming with that from. But, you know, you can explain it to me. You might talk me around.
Well, I mean, the only thing that I could assume is the like I said, the upper body movement, because clearly it's not the power. I mean, what he got, like 12 knockouts? Let's look him up. What does he got? I think he has 12 or 13 knockouts only, so I doubt the comparisons are coming from power. I'm pretty sure it's the movement. I want to assume it's the movement.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
He has 15 knockouts. It's a 60% KO ratio, so I guess that's not bad. That means you knock out more than you don't.
People overrate KO ratios. Look at Deontay Wilder. He's got a huge KO ratio, but, you know, would you pick him against any decent heavyweight? I probably wouldn't.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm very excited about the Stavern Wilder fight. I'm super excited, and I like that Wilder is fighting this weekend, staying busy. You know, instead of wasting that camp. That means he's focused, guys. You guys are mad because he's fighting a bum. He's getting rid of this training camp so that he could start fresh. And speaking of Wilder, Andy Ruiz. I know a lot of you guys are big on this heavyweight. Andy Ruiz is going to be headlining a card September 20th on Unimas again in Phoenix. So be prepared to get video on that because James will be in the building unless there's a bigger fight. But he's going to be facing former title holder Sergey Lyakovich, same dude that Wilder knocked out really bad, severely in that first round of the Lyakovich fight. So, you know, I don't know. Is this a step up for Ruiz? I mean, on paper, it is. On paper, it's totally a step up. It's you know, the best opponent that he's faced. But I mean, this is a diminished Lyakovich. I think he's like 38 right now, 38 years old.
He's done, man. He's totally done.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say that because you brought it up. I like to inform.
No, totally.
Daniel, thank you for calling in all the way from the UK.
Can I just say one thing before you go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I've been a boxing fan for years, but over the last sort of 2013, I just got totally sick of modern boxing. There was no Mayweather, Pacquiao, etc. I just watched Sugar Ray Leonard and shit like that on YouTube, you know what I mean? I started listening to your show. You got the enthusiasm, you got the knowledge. I really like it. So keep doing what you're doing, and I'm going to go back to watching it on the internet, but have a good one, man.
All right, thank you. All right, guys, look at this. You see, who else does this for you? Live, right here. He answered back, right? He said he didn't see it. Send the link. I'm going to just tell him while I take another caller. Who's been on the longest? Did I go to 8:30? 8:30. Did I go to you already? 8:30.
No, not yet.
All right, brother. I'm sorry for keeping you on hold. Talk to us.
Nah, it's all good. My first time calling. I love the show.
Thank you, brother.
So, yeah, I'm from Texas, so I'm a big boxer. I'm going to just make it right real quick. Kell Brook, Porter is going to be a good fight. You know, I know what Porter brings. Brook, we really ain't seen too much other than what he does in the UK, but I think it's going to be a good fight. People are saying, you know, Porter's going to go in there and knock him out, but it's going to be a really good fight, you know. Maybe a knockout. I think it's going to go decision. It's going to be that good of a fight. Everyone's saying Kell Brook's going to get knocked out, but I don't think so. I think he's going to come to fight. Undercard for Mayweather, Maidana, not too good, but I'm still going to buy it. I mean, I'm a boxing diehard. We're going to get the fight. Everybody's been complaining lately the last couple of months. You know, Showtime ain't been putting nothing on, supposedly, but I watch every fight, so it don't matter to me. I don't complain about it because I'm going to end up watching the fights anyways. I don't get how people complain about the fights, then they watch it. They complain about Danny Garcia and Salka. What, they get 850,000 views? That's a lot of views. Imagine if he would have fought somebody else, Lamar maybe, or maybe he fought Guerrero. I mean, it would have probably drawn 1 million views. So Danny Garcia is here to stay. All the haters, they're going to have to just deal with it. I mean, he's proved it. All the young competition he's fought in the past is going to help him in his future fights. You know, he's a veteran, a young veteran in the game. But I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. Appreciate it. I'll be calling you again. Thanks.
Thank you, brother, for calling in. And that's like our second caller that lost his virginity. Thank you for, you know, choosing us. I hope we were gentle. And you were right. I kind of agree with almost everything you said. So, guys, I let him know. So let's see what he says. I don't believe that they'd go to Mexico. Why? Why would you do that? I hope that if he chooses to answer, he does it live so that you guys hear it. And I hope that he doesn't say yes. But 661, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello.
You hear me?
Loud and clear, brother.
Okay, yeah. This is my first time calling in as well. So, yeah, mad props for the show. And, yeah, main reason I've never actually felt the need to call in, but just all the Shawn Porter talk, like everyone's just getting high on him, just seems to be on his nutsack on this. It's like I just felt like I need to understand why. Because from what I can tell, I mean, he went life and death twice with some guy that Amir Khan knocked out a couple of years ago. I've just not really seen anything. I mean, okay, he beat up Paulie Malignaggi. I'll give him props for that. But from what I can tell, Paulie Malignaggi's like, he can't punch a wet hole in a paper bag. You know, he ain't got no power. Alexander ain't got no power. I mean, try doing that flying, jumping through the air, throwing wild punches against Kell Brook, someone who's got precision punching, who's got power. You watch, I just think people are disillusioned out here, man. It's like, okay, you see one little clip of Kell Brook, but no one actually knows what he's on. Everyone's high on Porter. And it's like, everyone's like, Malignaggi, he shouldn't be talking about the drugs and all this shit there. But at the end of the day, Porter wasn't knocking out nobody. He hasn't been knocking out nobody. And then all of a sudden, blasts Paulie out of the ring, the same guy who's so durable, he's went 12 rounds with Cotto. It's like Buddy McGirt had to stop him against Hatton and he got sacked. You know, this guy's been in with veterans, and then Porter smashes him out of the ring. Why shouldn't he be asking questions? This guy's been ducking, hanging around with all these Conte, all these dodgy people, ducking, taking drugs tests. You know, even I saw an interview with Brook the other day saying these new drug test people, they called him up in the morning and said, we're coming in the afternoon. They're random that. I don't know, man. For me, I'm not going to say to you, I personally think Brook's probably going to take him out, man. It'll be close. I think they're both on that level. But all of this, if you think it's going to be some 3-4, what I've been hearing about 3-4 rounds, to me, it's just ridiculous. I'd like to know what it is. Everyone's talking about, Thurman. It needs to be Thurman next. It needs to be Mayweather. It needs to be all these people. When this guy can't even beat Diaz. It's like, what? Okay, he did beat Diaz. But to me, someone needs to enlighten me on what's so great, what makes Kell Brook the next coming. Because to me, I ain't seen nothing. Apart from Paulie, who, the guy, let's face it, the guy's chin must be cracked by now anyway.
So wait a minute. You don't give him credit for the Devin Alexander win? Caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
You don't give Shawn Porter any credit for the Devin Alexander win?
Okay, he's had 2 good wins, in my opinion. Paulie Malignaggi was a devastating win. Alexander, he did his thing against Alexander. Fair enough, I give him his props. But Alexander came in and he said, I fought the wrong fight against him. I think he overestimated or underestimated him. He started boxing Porter, and it was a close fight. In the end, he won. That's the only fight I'll say, yeah. But apart from that, all this talk about, wow, Shawn Porter's had a higher level of competition. Against who? No one was talking about Porter a little while ago. He came in because Kell Brook got injured in his fight against Alexander, and now he's the next coming. Oh, Mayweather, we need to see Thurman. It's like, for what? Who was he knocking out? He wasn't knocking nobody out, but now it's like, he's the new Mike Tyson.
Well, based upon resume, you would agree that he's a level above Kell Brook, right?
Simply on beating Devon Alexander.
Okay, so
that's it.
What we'll do is we'll eliminate the Paulie fight, and we'll eliminate the Devin fight, and we'll judge Porter from the last Julio Diaz fight. But we would also eliminate.
Ain't that the same guy? This is the same guy that Amir Khan knocked out, right? Or beat up a couple of years ago, right?
No, actually, it's the same guy that dropped Amir Khan.
Okay, who won the fight, though?
Okay. So, since we're going to eliminate Paulie and Devin just to have a fair assessment of these fighters in this comparison, we have to eliminate Sinchenko and we have to eliminate. It's really sad that I don't have anyone else to eliminate, and I'm probably gonna have to eliminate Carlson Jones, who's fucking has 9 losses. So I think it's only fair you allow me to eliminate 2 fighters, one more fighter than I did for Porter, because your guy does not have the resume to even support this competition. Is that okay with you? Can I?
Okay,
Can I take?
Okay, let me just clarify. Something.
No, but
I'm not here saying to you that Kell Brook has a better resume than Shawn Porter. All I'm saying is that the described is as if Shawn Porter is on this high top level of fighting, and Kell Brook is somewhere down in the grounds. But what I'm saying to you is Alexander was a great win. You know, I mean, Kell Porter did his thing. He destroyed Malignaggi. I'll give him that as well. But besides that, to me, drawing against Julio Diaz, going life and death with him twice, and before obliterating, if that's even a word, Malignaggi, I wasn't hearing or seeing anything. But now people are talking about him like he's the next coming. I'm not sitting here saying to you, okay, straight to you, Shawn Porter's got a better record. But to me, it's just marginal.
I don't believe so, because
and I think Malignaggi.
I was just gonna say that I don't believe so, because how do you assess talent if not versus talent? I mean, that's the reason that we had so many questions about guys like Triple G, guys like Garcia. You guys wanted to see him get tested. You wanted to see Lucas Matisse get tested. You wanted to see Amir Khan get tested. Like, why? How could we assess how good you are if you haven't been in a test? Your biggest test is Carlson Jones.
But people are talking about the level of Tish as if such, you know, it's black and white. Like Shawn Porter's fought at that highest. But the fact is, he's fought a world champion, Alexander, and won, and I give him props for that. I don't see which high level. If you were talking about Paulie Malignaggi, if this was against Malignaggi, this fight instead, I'd say, shit, yeah, Malignaggi's been in with Cotto, you know, he's been in with Hatton, he's been in with Khan, he's been in, you know, he's been through wars, he's been through fights. I could say that. Malignaggi's resume is better than Shawn Porter's, you know? But what does that mean?
No, it's not.
Really?
No. How could his resume be better? Malignaggi's biggest win is
okay,
what?
Okay, let me rephrase that. In terms of who he's been in the ring with, if you're judging it on fighting at a higher level,
how much credit can we give you for losing? How much? How do we assess that? How do I know how much credit to give you for losing? Is it 50%?
I agree.
Or do we give them 25%?
But people are saying that it's such a high mountain for Kell Brook to climb just because he's in the ring with somebody who's fought at a higher level, supposedly.
But allow me just to explain this to you. People are going to automatically gravitate towards Porter because he's blowing through world-class opposition. World-class opposition. Say what you want about Devin Alexander.
He blew who though? Who?
But wait a minute.
Malignaggi, okay.
Wait a minute. Say what you want about Devin Alexander. Anybody could call in here and diminish his record at 47. It doesn't matter. But that man is a 2-time champion who went through the gauntlet. Not necessarily the gauntlet either. It wasn't he, but he took a hard road at 140, and he fought Devin Alexander when Amir Khan would not. And I'm not saying that Amir Khan didn't want to. There was a time he wanted to fight, and Bradley wanted to get out his Gary Shaw contract, and the fight didn't happen. But remember, it was supposed to happen.
he didn't say that because Mayweather was waving that fight in his face. So he wanted the Mayweather fight. That's why he didn't take the Alexander fight. No, and I think anyone in boxing in that division.
No, but I'm talking about Bradley, my friend. I'm taking you like 3 years back. I'm taking you like 3 years back to just to prove that Devin Alexander is a very, very good win. And he's a world-class fighter because he's a two-time world champion. And Paulie Malignaggi was a two-time world champion. Paulie Malignaggi only in this argument of Kell Brook and Porter has to be put on the same level, if not higher, than the win over Alexander. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Kell Brook's biggest win, Malignaggi beat him and knocked him out by referee stoppage when he was undefeated. Kell Brook later came and beat him. So remember.
Do you know what? When Kell Brook fought the Senchenko guy, and the way he knocked him out, it's like he got sniped. I've never seen anything like that.
But it doesn't matter because Paulie did
like
it first.
He's a world champion.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Paulie did it first. He went to his home country.
I'll tell you something else. There's something that Devon Alexander and Paulie Malignaggi have got in common. Is they punch like toddlers. Okay, Alexander's a good. I haven't got no power, right? Now the way that Shawn Porter fought both of them was getting marauding like Tyson, throwing punzi, jumping through the air, for all that shit. Yeah, it's good to do that against someone that don't punch back, and when they punch back, you don't feel it. Try that shit against someone who can counter punch, who's got power, who can knock you out. The other guy that was talking about so where Shawn Porter KTFO within early if he tries fighting, because you can't do that against someone who can actually hit you back with power. But nah, everyone's dismissing it. Okay, Paulie Malignaggi beat Senchenko, whatever. He didn't knock him out like he'd been smacked, and this is a world champion. All people want to talk about is Carson Jones. I keep hearing that. They don't talk about that Kell Brook came and killed him. And the other thing is, when you're fighting to this level, a lot of people underplay what it's like when you get in the ring and your nose is broken. You know, that's when the fight changed. And you've never been in that sort of adversity before, right? But what happened? Another fight, if you look at Stavern versus Areola, that first fight, it happens in that. It changes the fight. People play it down and people ignore it a lot of the time, right? But if you actually watch Kell Brook, he had his nose broken. It never got to that level. He'd had relatively easy fights until then. But yeah, he still fought through. He pulled through. They had another fight and he caned him. But now everyone wants to talk Jones. Jones is his hardest fight. Okay, yeah, he got through adversity.
Caller, please,
but he's never lost a fight in his life.
Caller, please, listen. We're going to find out our answer on Saturday. You're going to call in on Sunday, and you're going to eat some crow, right? It's going to sound a little something like this. We will be serving you that for dinner. Now, listen, no, wait, I'm not done. I'm not done. We're going to be serving you that for dinner, but I will ask you this. I'm going to give you an out. I'm going to allow you to continue to pick Brook and be very patriotic, right? But I'm also going to ask you one question so that all the people listening know that you're not biased. Carson Jones, is he a better fighter and a more accomplished fighter than Julio Diaz?
I'd have to say no.
Okay, so now
I think Carson Jones is slightly.
Wait a minute. You already said no. You don't need to explain. You said no. And I would just say this. When you first called, you called in saying, oh, this guy went life and death with Julio Diaz. Like, he fought twice with Julio Diaz. Guess what? Kell Brook had a rematch with Carson Jones, who's a fucking journeyman. He's a journeyman. Now, I'm not saying that loud because I called the guy up. I just spoke to him the other day. But we both know that he's not on the level of Julio Diaz is a former champion. Okay?
Do you know what it is? It's just the only thing. I'm not saying that Shawn Porter doesn't have a better resume. It's just the way people are talking. The explanation as to why Kell Brook should lose is because, wow, Shawn Porter's fought at the highest level. I mean, Shawn Porter even said Diaz is the hardest puncher he's been in with, hardest guy. And I'm like, okay, but I saw first guy out. I just saw Khan beat this guy as well. Okay, it wasn't a very good win, but he still beat him.
But don't you think
this
that
is Mayweather? This is the fight we need to see.
But don't you think that maybe Porter wasn't lying because your own friend Amir Khan got dropped by Julio Diaz? So maybe he does have some power. You don't think so? Is that possible? Or
do you think it's possible?
Or you automatically
that maybe? Do you think it's possible that early in Carson Jones's career, he got more losses than represents what he's capable of as a fighter?
Absolutely.
Do you think people pay attention to them?
I absolutely agree that if Carson Jones had the proper handlers and promoters at the beginning of his career, he'd probably have less losses. But I won't ever admit that he could have been a champion or that he could have accomplished as much as Julio Diaz has done in his career. No, I can't. But Cola, I gotta move on. I let you burn, baby, burn, because I know
I
that
just want to make one
Porter.
more point about which isn't about this. Just I'll note something I heard a couple of weeks ago when I was listening to the show. I think it may have been you or one of your other callers said if Rigondeaux was to fight in the United Kingdom, he'd sell out arenas and be a superstar. Can I just confirm? Did you say that?
Yeah, I said something around those lines. I believe that they'd love him over there.
I just think that sometimes a lot of people see Fox fight and Hatton fights and stuff like that and kind of get it twisted in terms of how the UK fans are. Yeah, they're patriotic and they're behind their fighters. But if you really think they're going to bring some boring Cuban guy who cannot, he's a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but he can't talk, he doesn't even talk English. No, I just think sometimes, not even Rigondeaux as an example, just people get it twisted. Like, yeah, UK, bring whoever over, do whatever. They're going to fill out stadiums. They're going to do this. It's like it takes a lot of actually looking at the characters and the stories and, and getting behind fighters. And it's a lot to do with regions as well. But I think people get it twisted. I can tell you now, Rigondeaux, Eddie Hearn, no, they'd never take him. No one would bring him here. And if he came in, he ain't going to be no superstar. No one would be interested, He's a boring fighter. It's the same principle as in America. People want to see exciting fights like this one that's coming. This is why I've got so amped up about it, because it's a 50-50 fight. You don't know. Well, in my opinion, I can't clearly see what's going to happen. And it's the same principle. But I just think sometimes, sometimes people look at the big fights on TV, they see the big arenas selling out, and they think, yeah, that's standard procedure. But I mean, I just wanted to put it out there that I don't think it's the case, man. Like, someone like that, he ain't going to come here and do nothing, and no one ain't going to be, like, falling over to try and sign him.
I don't know if they'll fall over to try and sign him. I just believe that the UK boxing style is a style that's suitable for Rigondeaux, so he'd make exciting fights over there. He doesn't have to headline. He could be, if Eddie Hearn or a big-name promoter from the UK were to sign him, they put him on the undercard. And gradually, people would like to see him because UK fighters come forward. A lot of them use high guards, and this guy's a natural counterpuncher. He's going to be beating them up. You know that. He's good as hell.
Yeah,
he's going to beat them up.
That's the one reason why Eddie Hearn would not let that guy get anywhere near any of his fighters.
But that's the thing. But listen. You think it matters to these fighters if they get to fight Scott Quigg or Carl Frampton? If Eddie Hearns continues to give Rigondeaux whatever Rigondeaux wants, and Rigondeaux was getting what, 500 and 700,000 for his last two fights? So if Eddie Hearns could give him something, if Eddie Hearns could give him something that he's comfortable with as a mandatory minimum, you think he cares who he's fighting? He just wants to fight.
You know what, Quigg?
He's
even said that Quigg is going to get more in his next fight. And I don't even know the name of the person. Then it's not that much more than Rigondeaux. I mean, he doesn't bring anything except potentially likely a loss to his fighter, you know, because the guy's like, he might go down as one of the all-time greats. So, you know, as boring as he is to watch, you know, I don't take it away from him, but yeah, he doesn't really bring anything in terms of excitement or money or anything else like that. So I don't think you're going to be seeing him anywhere near here unless somebody's willing to like bring lots of money with it, which isn't going to happen. So I don't know. It may be unfortunate for him. He might get frozen out.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's not the case. I hope somehow he could get back into the ring. Listen, thanks for calling in, brother. I know you love Brook, so make sure you call back to eat your crow, you know, however you want it.
Good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
How are we, Ness?
What's going on, brother?
Oh, not a lot, not a lot. I missed the start of the show. I haven't seen what Paulie Malignaggi said. What did he come out and say?
Look, I haven't read anything on it. I only got one side of the story. I don't know. You're gonna have to do a Google search. I don't want to be going into that whole PD alley because I'm not educated enough. But allegedly, he'd made some comments and the Porters didn't like it and they approached him. I don't know.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything about it either. It is interesting. I mean, like you said earlier, you know, when you start aligning yourself with people who've like Conte or Heredia, you know, you are going to come under a bit of scrutiny, especially when all of a sudden your performance seems to be a lot better. I remember it was only last September I saw I was live at the Porter Diaz 2 card, and you know, after seeing that, it was a good fight and everything, but when he got called up to fight as a replacement for Khan against Alexander, I thought there was going to be a clear class difference, and I got proved wrong. He really took it to him and just out-muscled him and out-hustled him. But it will be interesting to see how he does respond with someone who can box and has a bit of pop. I don't know if Kell Brook is that guy because we've never seen him against a high-level fighter before. But I mean, he does wear a lot of shots when he comes in with his head down. And Julio Diaz obviously still has a little bit of pop, I think. But you know, being more of a better suited to lightweight, I think with a big guy like Porter, you're going to need someone with a bit more power to stop him. But it will be interesting to see. I don't fully agree with what that British guy was just saying, but I kind of do see a little bit of where he was coming from. I mean, like before his most recent 2 fights, you know, he wasn't someone anyone was talking about. But at the same time, you know, he has gone out and bulldozed 2 top-level guys, so it's hard not to think he'll do the same thing to Brook. I'm obviously picking Porter, but yeah, we might see a few things. I think it's a very interesting fight.
Absolutely, and I understand that whole scenario about, oh, well, you know, everybody's calling him the second coming because of these last 2 fights, but I've always been high on Porter, man. That's the beauty of this podcast. Like, my voice is on archive. The same way you guys flip it at me, it's out there. I've always talked about him. He always looked good on Showbox a long time ago. He's always been good. He's always been good, but you guys got to remember this dude has fought, I believe, as high as 165 as an amateur. They've been working their way down to 147 for a long time.
He's a strong guy.
Check his resume and check the weight classes and watch. They've gradually, the way that Angel Garcia wants to gradually move up, they've gradually went down. They didn't jump divisions. Check it. He does have power. The problem was you couldn't see that when he's fighting junior middleweights, but he was beating them. He was beating them. Now he's fighting guys his size, and he's knocking them out. That's just the problem. But we'll see Saturday, man. It's only a matter of time. Jim, what else you got for me, brother?
The Beaker and Durrell rematch. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, I think Durrell's gonna win again. I believe that he won the first time anyway. So, you know.
Yeah, I
He's
think
just a
Durrell
better
will win this time
boxer.
too, but it'll be interesting. He really went to sleep on it, but I mean, like, he was clearly the far more skilled and talented guy, and he kind of just went to sleep on Beaker. You know what I mean? Like, Beaker did come back pretty strong. I mean, there was a lot of roughhousing and bullshit, and I honestly didn't think the draw was a bad call. I wouldn't have been calling it a robbery if Durrell had got the nod. But yeah, I think that'll be a good fun fight. It'll be interesting to see how different it is. But I'm also I'm going Durrell on that. So my picks are Porter and Durrell.
Well, all right, Jim.
I think Durrell is going to win TKO.
TKO, really? Sakio Beaker?
He dropped him and he had him fucking hurt in the start of the first fight. I think he's going to have some something to prove. Yeah.
Well, all right. Let me get to some other callers here. And guys, I'm going to speed up the pace of these calls because there is a lot of you guys out there, and I don't want to keep you on hold. And I have a couple of guys that have been on hold for a long time. So I think we went with Jim, and now 609, you're live.
Hello?
You're live, brother.
Hello?
Talk to us.
Yeah, I know you said not to say hello, but I never know. I call myself nobody here. But anyway, I'm from Jersey, New York. And I heard you, the reason I'm calling is two things. One, you were talking about Paulie Malignaggi talking about steroids and whatnot, and I think it's kind of silly to hear that from Paulie unless he has actual proof, because the way testing's done in boxing, you would never know. I mean, someone could cycle off 30 days, in the middle of before training camp, and no one would ever know. It'd be so easy to get around it. So it doesn't really mean anything. And secondly, I don't really believe that steroids is really going to help anybody at all, because it's not going to make you smarter. I mean, just like steroids aren't going to help you hit a curveball. I mean, it's just how it is. And I think it's kind of like disingenuous to hear Paulie talk about that specifically.
Well, again, do your own research, and to be clear, I didn't say shit. A caller spoke about it. Yeah. I touched on it. I tried to pry because I heard these rumors. And Paulie, you're going to see my video when I put it up, hopefully tonight. He said, I said, you had some rumors. I said, there's some rumors going around with you and Porter. And he was like, you know what, Porter's a good fighter. I wish him the best Saturday. And he just walked off. Luckily, that was after I did a bunch of other questions, because I wonder what would have happened if I would have said that as my first question. But 609, thanks for calling in. I hope you continue to call in. I know that you waited a long time, so actually I'm going to unmute you. Is you sure that's all you got? Because you were on hold a mighty long time.
Oh, no, I do want to say I like the idea of Brook beating Shawn Porter, but I got to pick Shawn Porter for that fight. I got to say I really like to see Bika beat Durrell, but, I'm not really sure. I mean, I think Bika is one of those fighters that is just going to throw punches. And I saw him fight in the Barclays when he got his title, and he doesn't stop punching. And so I don't know if Durrell's going to be up for that for the whole 12 rounds. So we'll see. And I did want to say the Mayweather card isn't the worst in history. I like that he's doing a lot of Mexican fighters on a Mexican Independence Day, but I'm still a little bit hesitant to put $75 out, but I'm going to put it out anyway.
Yeah, just like the rest of us boxing degenerates. Thank you for calling in, 609. 619, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
What up, man? It's Juice from San Diego.
Juice.
What's going on? I like how UK fighter fights, and then all of a sudden all the UK fans got to call in and give their opinion on the UK boxer that's fighting. Kind of lame, man. Only when the UK fighter fights, they call in. But Kell Brook, go whoop that ass. Make him kiss the baby this weekend. KO. I'm predicting the 5th round. But we'll see. Hey, do you know anything about the Gabe Rosado and Brian Vera fight?
Yeah, it costs $39 for HD and $29 for non-HD.
That's all you know about it? You're not watching it? I'm guessing you're not watching it. You're not too hyped about it.
No, I'm not watching that. I'm sure someone will send me a link, but I'm not about to pay for that. I'm a boxing fan. I know it's two boxers, but I'm just traditional. I have nothing against those two guys. They've both been on this show numerous times. I like them, but I'm just traditional. I need my squared circle. I will say this though, for anyone that wants to see a fight, it's a fight. I'm being told that if you don't stay inside of that circle, there's penalties. So they're forcing you to fight. So, I don't know. If you want to watch it. I'm not into that. Maybe it's awesome and you guys tell me and then I'm forced to watch it because, boxing isn't treating me well anyway. And you know what happens when your woman ain't treating you right.
Yeah, 2014 has been a little disappointing compared to 2013 boxing, man. But back to that Shawn Porter, man. He's gonna whoop that ass, man. Kell Brook's resume is nothing compared to Kell Brook's, and it's crazy, man. I don't know how these guys are picking Kell Brook. It's ridiculous. What are they going off of? A Sinchenko fight and a Julio Diaz? Come on, man. Get out of here with that.
I guess to be fair,
you let that UK guy burn way too long, man. Put me to sleep.
I guess to be fair, right? Maybe the guys that Kell Brook has faced, UK callers know those names the way that we know the names that Porter has faced. But 619, man, thank you for calling in. We got your pick down. I'm gonna move on. 513, you're live. Who's this?
Straight K.
Straight K, what up?
From Cincinnati, Cat Daddy got my tickets for the U.S. Bank Arena.
I'm in there, brother. Listen, I can't confirm that I'm approved, but I'm going. Like me, actually.
Anyway, I'm gonna be in section 112. I'm gonna tweet you, let you know what's up. See if you in the house. We meet up, get a couple beers before the main fight start.
Definitely, brother.
But I'm gonna comment on this.
Wait,
I'm gonna comment on the big topic first.
Wait,
that's the Porter fight, right?
Wait. Before you comment on that, were you able to attend the Broner press conference today?
No, man, it was at 1:30. I worked from 11 to 7:30, man. I would have been down there, motherfucker, man.
I hear you,
They held the press conference at 1:30. I tried to see if my dude was going, but he had to work.
All right.
So that was that. I wish I could have been down there to see Broner's silly ass. But I'm going to comment. I got to comment on this Porter shit because the UK caller forgot. He kind of downgraded Devon Alexander. He didn't say shit about Devon Alexander beating the shit out of Junior Whittaker. Junior Whittaker, I'm surprised he reminded his ass. You hear me?
Yeah, no, I hear you. But the thing is this. The reason I didn't even bring up Whitter is because Bradley beat Whitter, Devon Alexander beat Whitter. Whitter was a bit of an overachiever. It wasn't like he was great. He was just an overachiever, He's a dude that kept trying. But, Whitter's...
I'm talking about over there. They love Junior Whitter over there, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that because wasn't Junior Whitter pushing a lot for like a Ricky Hatton fight? He was always in the media. I remember that years ago. I don't know if it was Ricky Hatton, but it was somebody that he was always pushing for. He didn't really get a lot of love, in my opinion. I don't know, but I don't know that much. UK callers, call in 646-478-3068. Let us know. Was Junior Whitter loved by you guys? I don't remember that. Caller, you're not gonna speak?
Who is that? You still talking to me?
Yeah, I'm definitely talking to you. I'm definitely talking to you.
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
My next thing I want to talk about was Deontay Wilder fight. I think it's a good thing he taking another fight because he don't need all the warm-ups he needs for Stavern. I think Stavern gonna put that work on him. I think this weekend, Brook is going to get that work put on him. I think that I hope, believe it or not, I'm from Cincinnati. I hope Emmanuel Taylor do his thing. I'm going to let you know right now. Just a humble Adrian Broner. But Paulie Malignaggi, you got to give him credit because he was the first one to take on the young Lions which was Shawn Porter, Keith Thurman, and we see how Broner got exposed. But he stepped up to the plate and he fought that young lion. And if you think about it, it ain't been nobody knocking on the doors of Keith Thurman or Shawn Porter. As far as veterans here trying to make a move. I mean, you know, like Amir Khan ain't going to try to mess with none of them boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I'm kind of rooting for Emmanuel Taylor too. But I do know that Broner winning is better for the sport. But I'm going to get and move on, get to some other callers. We got another Cincinnati caller right there, too, and he's up next. I'm going to go to you in a minute. I just want to put out there that Rob Palmer, he does our rankings. He's from the UK, born and raised, living in Las Vegas now, and he says that nobody loved Junior Witter. He sold 500 tickets for worldwide title fights. Actually, he didn't say wide. He said world title fights. I just totally added that. 513 Cincinnati, were you at the press conference today?
Hey, hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling from a 513 number. From Cincinnati, but I'm in Indiana right now. First time caller as well. My name's Wes. But I had a few questions first. You were talking about the Floyd and Maidana 2 undercard. I got a question about the main event first. Is this supposed to be a catch weight? Because I heard about Mayweather is supposed to be defending his 154 title and 147 title in this fight. Like, what's the deal with that?
No catch weight. They just letting him do. Who was it? Sugar Ray. One of the Sugar Rays did it.
Okay, so it's at 147 and then both titles on the line.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Anyway,
you know why
and,
it doesn't?
Yeah,
let me tell you.
question.
Let me tell you why it doesn't matter to these sanctioning bodies, right? Because they're gonna get a percentage of this purse of Mayweather's purse because they're his belts. And not only that, but then Maidana has to pay just in case he wins, right? So if Maidana wins, you know it's going to be another immediate rematch, and it's going to be the biggest fight of the world because Maidana finally beat Mayweather, and that sanctioning body is going to get more money. So they don't care.
All right, okay. But yeah, I'm not paying that 75 for that. And, I mean, as far as I know, there's still some issues going on with the gloves and everything like that, but like, we know what's going to happen. It's going to be Floyd going to outbox Maidana. Same thing anyway. But, yeah, so I will be at the Cincinnati card, by the way, but I got a question about that as well. Andre Berto is supposed to be on that. Does he have an opponent yet, or is this still like a TBS situation we don't care?
No opponent yet. I spoke to Virgil Hunter yesterday. No opponent yet. But it is what it is. It's a Al Heyman card, my friend. Al Heyman card.
Right, okay. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I just got two quick things. I was online and I saw that Hank Lundy, he might be getting a fight with Provodnikov on HBO. So I don't know if you heard that or anything, or if I'm breaking anything there. So that seemed like a pretty good matchup to me. I don't know what you think about that, but I'll be looking forward to that if they set it up.
I'm going to get on to some other callers, but I will give you my take on that. I think that it's a good matchup for Hank Lundy in terms that he got a big fight, but it's a death wish. Hank Lundy was outboxing John Molina and lost, like, I think the last round or the second to last round. Hank Lundy's been, I think he got dropped by Beltran. He doesn't have a chin. There's no way he lasts however many rounds it is with Provodnikov. That pressure is just too much for him to bust. That bubble will be bust, rather. Rob, from Vegas, what up?
What's good with it, man? Not from Vegas, bro. We're in Detroit Rock City right now. I'm starting my tour and everything, so it's gonna be pretty fun. But anyways, man, I'm really excited about this weekend, man. I'm stoked to finally have a good boxing match, some good names that I don't have to pay $75 for. So I'm really excited about that. But with that said, I just kind of feel like I have to disagree with the caller. He sounded like he may have been from the UK. I jumped on a little late. A lot of British fans that are commenting on our videos and all that stuff. Well, I'm assuming they're British. Maybe they're not. But definitely a few of them were. They're assuming that this is a 50-50 fight, and I have to disagree with that, man. I think it's a good fight. I think it's a solid fight. I think it's arguably the hardest fight for each man. Definitely the hardest fight for Kell Brook. But it's like, I'd say it's more like 75-25 or 80-20 for Shawn Porter. And, you know, you guys debated resumes. The win over Devon Alexander, no one else has done that. Lucas wasn't able to do that. You know, Maidana wasn't able to do that. This guy clenches. Like, he's the worst hugger I've ever seen, or the best hugger I've ever seen, however you want to put it. And he couldn't do anything to Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter outmuscled him, and just he did what he had to do. And that win, to me, is bigger than anything that Kell Brook has done. And I think that win is bigger than Paulie, even though what he did to Paulie was gnarly on its own right. And you have to give him credit for those wins, man. And take those two out of the equation, and their resumes are very similar. Put them in the equation, and those are far superior wins over what Kell Brook has. So I have to go with Shawn Porter, and not only that, but also what I've seen, just the way he fights, the way he knows that he's a shorter fighter, the way he knows he's compact, and the way he knows he has power and how to use it. You know, Kell Brook still has a lot of questions to answer, and until those questions are answered, you got to go to the guy who has answered questions. What do you think?
Rob, before I say something,
over there typing.
No, before I say anything, the other Rob has something to say.
What's up,
we got
guys?
Robert Palmer. We got Robert Palmer.
We got that guy, right, Robert?
Oh my gosh! All right, Ness. So Ness texted me the other day, whoever was listening, and he said Robert Palmer wants to talk to. I said, well, what does he want? You know, and so I DM'd him and everything, and we got ourselves a nice bet going. Our bet is if Kell Brook wins, I will buy Robert Palmer. I will buy him a Boxing Voice T-shirt, but he doesn't really care too much about the prize. It's more about the pride. And for me, I don't give a fuck. I want a hoodie. I want a Boxing Voice hoodie if I win, and I'll get to say I won. However, Shawn Porter wins, he has to do it within 4 rounds, and that's how confident I am that he's going to do it within 4 rounds.
No, Rob, don't take that bet. That's a bad bet.
Why's that a bad bet?
That's a dangerous bet, man.
I've been hearing all this stuff about the fight. I'm going to give away my tickets because, fights are fought on BoxRec, man. It's all about the records. It's not about anything else. I'm just going to give away my tickets, not going to bother watching the fights. I already know the results after hearing what people said on this show.
Well, Rob, why don't you give me that ticket and I'll give it away to a lucky listener if you want to be that sarcastic, because you can try and belittle resume to boost your guy up. I know you're from the UK and you want him to do well, but it's not about the resume. It's about who you face. Unfortunately, that includes resume. We've seen Porter face guys. We haven't seen Brook face him. He's going to have to prove it to us. So you won't even really be able to glow.
He is going to prove it on Saturday night. He's going to prove it. And people that are eating so much crow, all you're going to hear on next week's show is, rah! That's all you're going to hear. You're just going to play that for 3 hours.
Yeah, from all the British callers. All the British callers. Those are going to be eating crow. But I guess Ness kind of nailed what I'm saying. Yeah, you're right. It's not all just resume, but with the resume that these guys have, which is they're not extensive. Shawn Porter struggled a little bit early on, and he's just made leaps and bounds over where he used to be. He's grown, so he's answered questions that Kell Brook hasn't.
So
Yeah,
based off
those,
that, you
those
have
questions
to.
are going to get. Of course, I understand that Porter is the favorite, but he is going to get knocked out on Saturday night.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait, Rob. So does he have to win within 4 as well?
No.
No.
We don't need to change the bet.
we're going by casino odds here, so I have to win within 4. He just has to win.
Bet.
And
let's remember, Robert was saying first round knockout.
He
I
was,
but
I'll let that slide.
He was saying that.
I'm being
but
dangerous.
That's not a good bet. That's a dangerous bet.
Oh, it's a dangerous bet, but the first round bet is just idiotic. I have to respect Kell Brook more than that. But it's actually, you know, betting an early knockout is not so much because you know, as a slight towards Kell Brook. It's more just saying Shawn Porter's style. I just think that if he's gonna win, it's probably gonna be early because of the style and because of the fact that he's facing a rangy fighter. And if he is gonna have success, if he is gonna win, he's gonna have to get inside. And if he does, you know, he's gonna lay down the damage, and it's not gonna be a long night. And if he is unsuccessful, then I think he has to knock him out, or Kell Brook might just pull it off. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
Palmer,
Let me ask this
Palmer,
question.
let me ask you a
question to you guys.
Palmer, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. If Porter wins, will you then call him the second coming?
Not quite. Let me clarify this right now. I'm traveling during the show on Sunday, so I won't be able to call in whether it's to brag about Kell Brook or whether it's to eat my crow. So I'll be calling in next Thursday, whatever happens. Let me ask you this, Nez. If Brook comes out and the fight is close, let's say it's a fight a bit like Thurman versus Chavez, and Brook's like the Chavez guy, he does really good, it's a competitive fight, maybe he loses a tight decision or gets stopped late, will he have earned your respect, and will you give him more credit?
Nope. We don't know.
He has to win to get your respect.
Nah. I think if it's a tight, but what kind of fight? Chavez Vera? That wasn't tight. Vera won.
No. Chavez Thurman.
Chavez, that wasn't close. Thurman won single-handedly, in my opinion.
Okay, well, let me think of a fight you thought was close. Herrera Garcia. Let's say he puts on a Herrera type performance.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, kill. Yeah.
I would totally give him respect.
Okay. Before I go, I think Estrada's 100% going to beat Figueroa this weekend. I think Figueroa is the weakest belt holder in every single division.
But Rob,
and
you
Estrada's going
always
to take
pick
that title
against
from him
him
this weekend.
But don't you always pick against Figueroa?
No, I never picked against him in the Belmontes fight. I saw the Belmontes fight and thought Belmontes won, and I just thought, wow, he isn't a world level one bit. And I've seen other fights of his, and I was never really that impressed. And then we saw who was the Japanese guy that he thought never really did anything in his next fight. It just makes you think, yeah, he ain't up to much. Nice guy, but he don't have it to be hanging at that level for too long.
All right, I'm gonna let both of you guys go. We knocked out two people. We're going to jump to the next. 317, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who is this?
You know who it is, man. It's your boy, DJ Punch. What's going down?
What's going on, brother?
Man, it's been a minute, man. Your boy been busy, man, but I've been catching the podcast. You already know I'm always on every podcast, man. Called to take, let y'all know what my picks is, man, for the fights this weekend, man. I got in the first fight, I got Shawn Porter over Kell Brook. I feel like everybody else, Kell Brook really hasn't proven nothing to me yet. Shawn Porter, he's proven. I'll be shocked if Kell Brook won, but if he does put up a close performance, I'll give him his credit for it. But I just don't see him winning right now. Second fight, the Bika and the Darrell saw the first fight. I thought Darrell was winning up until the end of the fight, until like the last fight, the championship rounds, 10, 11, and 12. He didn't really do nothing. And then at the end of the fight, he got his hands up like he winning when he should have been throwing punches on that motherfucker. And then when he didn't get the decision, he looking out surprised and shit like he thought he won the fight. You got to win the fight by trying to knock a motherfucker out in the 12th round instead of running around dancing and got your hands up and shit like you had the fight won. That's really why he lost probably and shit. But this time I think he fuck around and win unless B could get lucky and catch him and shit, and then it'd be over with. But I'm taking Darrell in that fight, and then I'm going to take Omar Figueroa. He's really not that good, but I really don't know too much about old boy he's fighting, man. So I'm going to have to take Figueroa on this one until he run into somebody like Anthony Peterson or something, fuck up Figueroa, man. But, you know what I mean? And September 6th, I'm going to try to make the brother fight. My little brother, Anthony Sims Jr., is on the undercard, 175 pounds and shit. I've been talking about him for a little while now. He's 2-0. It's going to be his third pro fight. So I fuck around be in Cincinnati September 6th. But that shit, hopefully run into you, kick it, chop it up like good fellas.
For sure, and I'll interview your guy, man. Give him some exposure.
For sure, man. I appreciate that shit, man. So I'm going to let you get to some more callers and shit, though, man. You already know the Boxing Voice, #1 motherfucking boxing show on the motherfucking planet, damn it.
Thank you, brother. Let's see. Is this the same? Rob, is this you? 702, you're live. 702? $702. All right. 626. You're live.
Yo, what up, Ness?
What up?
Man. Yeah, man, people on Twitter telling me that they just barely found out about me and shit because of the fact that you mispronounced my name so bad. That shit is hilarious.
So wait, so it's not Nelta. Is it Nota?
It's like the word now. It's like the word now. N-O-W. Now.
Well, you need to learn how to spell because what you have there is either in Spanish, nota, like I've been telling you for years.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a hell of a lot closer. That's a hell of a lot closer to what it is. But
yeah, and the only reason I ever said Nelta is because that's what I thought you told me. I don't know, but you know, they found you.
But it's whatever,
Nota
man.
box.
Let's get off the linguistics, man. But new guy of Shafikov tomorrow, man. That's gonna be some real shit. That's gonna be a war, man. That's an underrated fight. That's an underlooked fight. That's gonna be a war. So I've been hearing that Shafikov is the favorite one, but I mean, I guess because he has like the glossier names on his record. But I'm taking Nugaev on that shit, man. I got Nugaev.
What, for Friday night fights?
Yes, sir.
Man, so you don't even care about Porter Brook, huh? You're going straight into the Friday night
no,
fights.
of course I care about Porter Brook, but you already know who I'm picking there, man. Porter's gonna smash on Brook. All these callers calling in here talking about like how great Carson Jones and Zinchenko are, and how they've never seen anybody get smashed like that. Like, well, you must not watch too much boxing because that shit wasn't even a knockout of the year candidate.
Yeah, but you know you can't fault them now. Nota, I don't know what to call you now, but you can't fault them. Those guys, you know, they love their guys, man. They love their guys. I wish we had some UK fans over here, man. We need them to just send like 30% of their fans this way.
Well, the funny thing about it is it's almost in a way, they're almost in kind of the same position. Because, I mean, if you look at Carl Froch, he wasn't even really known over there until a couple of years ago. Like, even all that Super 6 shit, nobody knew who the fuck he was because he wasn't being promoted properly. You know, and pretty much in America.
Yeah, but no. But he was always a draw in Nottingham.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree. But, I mean, still, it was one of those things where it's like they still had to build him, you know, ground level. But outside of that, he wasn't being promoted properly. That's kind of like the whole thing with Andre Ward, man. Andre Ward could fill up Oakland like a motherfucker, but you know, as far as mainstream recognition,
it's just so easy to make UK jokes. Like, look, Carl Froch is from Nottingham and shit. On his days off, he's fucking chill. On his days off, he's chilling with Robin Hood. Like, what the fuck?
Robin Hood, yeah.
UK.
Little John.
Kell Brook gonna go down like Lil Jon versus Robin Hood.
Yeah, man. Porter's gonna give this dude the business, man. Porter, like, a lot of people talking shit. Probably been talking that shit, and yeah, he was talking that shit, man. He was talking about, like, all over the place, giving interviews, talking about, like, oh, well, I heard from this source who knew a cousin of a friend that there might have been something going on.
Wow. Hey,
Yeah,
yo,
so Ken,
Robert Palmer. Remember, he's UK. He says that Robin Hood joke was whack. You mad?
He hating, man. He's a hater.
Oh man, I can't believe Paulie. Yo, look, I see no evil, hear no evil with Paulie. That's my boy, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, I like Paulie too, but I mean, when it comes to Porter, like, that's where he goes off the deep end. Like, because he's been looking just real extra mad whenever Porter gets brought up on the airwaves.
Yo, and it's funny, Paulie, he doesn't have any plans on getting back in that ring, man. This is like my third time asking him what's up with him, and he's like, man, every time I think about training, I'm like, nah, I don't think he's coming back. He shouldn't, though. He's doing good. As an analyst, he's doing well. You know, he's getting a bunch of gigs. He's doing Fox Sports. He's doing shows. He should just stay where he's at, man.
Yeah.
Leave on a high.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's probably the best fighter that's ever done that. That's done the commentary.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't really see anybody else coming quite that close, except maybe Tarver. Tarver was really good.
Oh my God! I can't believe you said that. I was waiting for you to finish, not to cut you off, to say that Tarver was horrible. I couldn't stand the LLJ lick your lips shit every fucking 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes.
Why do you care about that? Why don't you just listen to what he's talking about?
Yo, then he had that watch. Go back and watch some of them Tarver commentating fight. He had that watch, and he would not position himself any other way unless the way that you can see his fucking watch. It was ridiculous. Horrible.
Oh, he paid a lot of watch for. He paid a lot of money for that watch, man. Come on.
He better get out of
You
here.
gotta let people see it.
Now, I'm gonna leave you on. Don't go. Look, but I want to get to some of these calls. His phone lines are lit up. I hope this is again. I'm gonna say I hope this is MV Chu. I think MV Chu secretly doesn't like me anymore, guys. You're live. Who's this?
Yo, it's Shawn. I do like you, man.
Oh, it's my friend. I can't believe he finally called in. It's been forever and a day, brother. What's going on?
What's up, Nice? Nice, I love you, and I love the show. But I want to get off the fence.
I hope you've been working late or something, because I haven't been hearing from you over here on the Boxing Voice.
Man, I stay over here in Edinburgh, Scotland, and we've got a festival on, and I've been working late as fuck, man. It's just been busy. But you know, I had to call in for the Kell Brook Shawn Porter, man. And man, I've got to say that to kill a snake, you've got to chop off its head. So you've got to attack the real force behind Shawn Porter, and that's his dad, Ken Porter. Ken Porter just lives vicariously through his son. I don't see anything special in Shawn Porter. Who has he faced? When fucking every interview.
Why don't you enlighten us and diminish his resume? Because I don't understand that question. Who has he faced?
Okay, Devin Alexander. He's had his day. He's been beat before. He can't punch. Kell Brook is the best opponent that Shawn Porter has faced.
How can Devin Alexander not punch?
Okay,
I mean,
apart from the Urango fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, I knew you were going to mention that. Juan Urango. Okay, who's Wangarango face?
How about
Wangarango got beat off fucking Ben Haba.
How about Lee Purdy, Chew?
Ben Haba beat Wangarango. You never got the decision, but Ben Haba, Rabba, what the fuck his name is, beat Wangarango.
Yeah, now for Ben
Wangarango is nothing special. He's a chin forward fighter. Not even face forward, chin forward. Chin up in the air fighter.
Okay, how about Alexander rocking Maidana several times in that fight?
He hit him enough. That was a accumulation of punches, and he still didn't get him knocked out. Don't get me wrong, he's not Paulo Malignaggi, but Devin Alexander can't punch like Kell Brook can. That's undisputable. I'm surprised you're disputing that, Neota. I expected better from you, man.
I'm just saying, man. You said that Alexander can't punch, so I mentioned that again.
So what are you gonna say bad about Paulie? What are you gonna say bad about Paulie
where's
now?
Kell Brook? Where's Kell Brook just rolling over somebody that has a great chin? Where's that?
Well, look, listen, Carson Jones is a tough motherfucker, and he knocked him out the second time you ask him.
He's not a good fighter. Knock it the fuck off.
Listen, I'm really like. Can I just refer back to my Ken Porter, and this extends further to Danny Garcia's dad, and to all these fighters who live vicariously, or sorry, all these fighters' fathers who live vicariously through their offspring, and I'm talking fucking Floyd Mayweather as well, Floyd Mayweather Sr. I think there's something. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to talk shit so their son doesn't, and their son can just focus on the fight. But I think that is going to lead to problems down the line, man. I think that is bad for the children. I think that's really bad for the children because it's kind of like Bernard Hopkins when he, after the Kovalev fight, Bernard Hopkins just took all the interview time. He just took all of the spotlight immediately after the last Kovalev fight. He just came in, took all the spotlight. So Kovalev's kind of left feeling unfulfilled. Every interview, all these fucking fighters' dads, they get fucking more interview time than the fucking fighters themselves. Why do you become a boxer? Women, money, prestige, to get recognised in the street. Your fucking father is more recognisable than you. You try to tell me that's not going to lead to some fucking mental health problem? Like, if I was fucking Shawn Porter, I would start questioning myself right now. Why am I doing
good
this?
Boy, the good boy. The good boy.
Exactly. He's got a fucking soundbite. Where's Danny's soundbite? You know what I mean?
You know where's Danny's soundbite. You know where's Danny's soundbite. You know where that's at.
Never been a lame ho. Never been a lame ho.
Never.
And who else? Fucking Shane Mosley's dad. There's a whole bunch of them. And all these guys end up fucking broke.
You're naming off a lot of world champions there, so true.
But all these guys end up fucking broke because of no self-esteem.
Well, Shane ended up broke because of his ex-wife, man. You gotta get that one correct.
Floyd is far from broke, and I don't see the Porters with their hand out. Oh, and by the way, Danny, I don't know, he's far from broke. He bought a house outside of Philly. And you know his purses. I don't know. I don't know, MV2. You're not really stating a lot of facts. I think you need to stick to the script and tell us how your boy Kell Brook could possibly win. You've come on here and bashed a fighter that has accomplished things, and you're backing someone that hasn't done anything.
Neither of these guys have accomplished anything, man. Neither of them. They're just a big question mark, 2 question marks going into the ring. And Kell Brook is 28. I don't know how old Shawn Porter is, but I've just got this funny feeling, you know. Kell Brook, all these injuries and shit. Both of them have got alleged PED use. Listen, I'm not hating on Shawn Porter's abilities. I'm just hating on the fact that when it comes to time to step up, Willie, and I think this is his first big test, and I think this is Kell Brook's first big test, but I just fancy Kell Brook to win based on counter-punching ability, based on power. Shawn Porter has not faced any punchers whatsoever. No, it's just, what puncher has Shawn Porter faced? I'm looking at his box rec.
I'll just say this. When Shawn Porter was 19-0, he faced Alfonso Gomez. How old was Kell Brook when he fought somebody? Just somebody. Because I don't know none of these UK names. So you tell me, Love More Nadu, do you want to give him somehow, you want to put him on the same stratosphere as an Alfonso Gomez? You want to continue to lie? Because this guy has not faced anyone. No one.
Alfonso Gomez, the guy from Prize Fighter.
Yes.
Not a good fighter.
He's further along in his career than Carson Jones, further along than fucking Love More Nadu ever was. I mean, I don't know, man. Look, I can't argue with you.
Love More Nadu, was he not a world champion?
Get out of here, man. Love More Nadu,
former world champion, I'm sure.
His day has gone a long time ago. We're talking about a guy with 12 losses and 2 draws.
Wait a minute, Nate. You're saying his time is long gone, Love More Nadu. Alfonso Gomez's day never came.
He fought. Listen, you're not listening. You're not listening. He fought Alfonso Gomez when he was 19-0.
So? 19-0. I mean, fucking Lomachenko fought somebody when he was 2-0.
Yeah, and Lomachenko clearly is not Kell Brook because he ain't fight nobody ever.
I'm not gonna take up any more of your time, Nate. I know your fucking lines are jam packed. All I'm saying is Kell Brook, late round stoppage, and we'll see who's real and who's not. That's all I'm saying is late round stoppage. I think to echo what all the UK callers are saying, you guys are going to be in for an awful shock.
All right. It's just so sad to see a guy with that much boxing knowledge allow the bias to infect his mind the way that I feel so bad for MV2 right now. 706.
What's up? Real talk, baby.
Oh, real talk. What up, brother? What's up? Talk to us, man.
Yeah, man.
Real dong.
Yeah, I've just been listening to what you guys are saying, and I'll make my picks, man. But I want to enlighten you guys. I want to give you some insight on what I think about this little 140, 147 pound circle going on here. I ain't gonna discuss the politics about the weight, all the catch weights and stuff, because we can go in circles on that. But I'll just tell you who these guys should be fighting each other, man. I ain't talking about top rank. I'm just saying even the Golden Boy guys should be fighting each other, or Al Heyman or whoever the fuck, whatever you want to call it. We had that situation last week where Peterson was fighting, somebody he probably should have been fighting, and Garcia was fighting and nobody, So, but I don't understand why, why these guys can't fight each other. I understand the promoters are trying to drain as much as they can get. They're trying to find a name that is a guy who's known enough, but somebody they can spare and pretty much throw to the line. To one of these guys before before they actually make a good fight. So there's nobody out there except for the good guy. Nobody's mediocre that they can throw them in there with. They need to be fighting each other. But I'll just tell you how I think these matchups would go. If Porter, as far as this Kell Brook thing, I mean, I haven't seen enough of Kell Brook's fights. I mean, every time I watch them on YouTube, I kind of get bored. I don't know why. It's sort of a boring fight to me. Maybe I hadn't just watched it, I hadn't sat there long enough. He is rangy. I'm not going to tell you too much about. I'm going to pick Porter just because, I think he's I don't know. I see in Kell Brook the mentality. I don't think he has that mentality that Porter has, that killer instinct like Porter. He seems to be like a little off and on or whatever, cold and hot. So I'm gonna have to pick Porter based on that, and I ain't gonna say too much about Kell Brook because I don't really know if he can handle pressure, guys. I heard he could handle pressure so well if he could get inside on him. But I will say this: Porter has some flaws. I went back and watched tape on him, and he has some flaws like coming inside. I mean, I went and watched even the Malignaggi fight, the first round. He got caught with hooks. And Malignaggi don't have no power, so he can't really, do anything with it. But he got caught, and Polly don't even throw hooks. So, but what he does is he dips down real low. But the problem is when he dips, he doesn't really move his head. Like his head is just stationary right in front of him. So if you throw like a sweeping uppercut, like a sort of a hook uppercut or something, I mean, I can see him getting caught. Like I can see Floyd, Floyd picking him apart. I don't see Porter beating Floyd. But then, like with Keith Thurman, I see Keith Thurman, and Porter. I see that's a good close fight, man, because Keith has a little bit of issues. He has to stay on the outside. He's not really great on the inside. So I can see that's a dog fight. I can see that go either way. But with Mayweather Porter, I can see Mayweather picking him apart. I think he has too many flaws, and people haven't seen him yet. But he does have that dog, and he has that killer instinct. But I don't think that's going to be enough to fight Floyd. Now, Keith Thurman, I think, could knock out Floyd. And the reason why is because Floyd's not really going to pressure you, a bigger guy. He's not really like that. He can do that, but I don't think that. I mean, why would he pressure Keith Thurman, a big puncher? So when you give Keith Thurman room, like if you don't put pressure on Keith Thurman, I mean, you're probably going to get caught sometime in the fight with a big punch. I mean, that guy, like, you got to, I mean, I think you even stand a chance against Thurman, you got to put some pressure on him. And it's still, I mean, the guys that do put the pressure give him trouble, but they still seem to get knocked out sometime in the fight. So I would see Keith is young enough, fast enough, and strong enough, and smart enough to, keyword, young enough to catch Floyd at some point with enough shots. Floyd just hasn't been hit with enough power shots, enough at a time. Like throughout the fight. You usually when you hit Floyd, you never land that same punch again. But he has to be hit enough times with power, and that's what has never happened. I think he knocks out Floyd. I think Floyd picks Porter apart, but then I think Keith and Porter have a really close. So it's all about styles. It's not about who's better. I think it's just a style matchup. But, with this guy, Kell Brook, I don't know, he just seems a little lackadaisy in there, man. Like he's just playing, trying to stay on the outside and hover. I don't know if that's going to work against, somebody who's going to get in there and dog him out. But like I said, if he can exploit those weaknesses that Porter because Porter sells out to get inside. And, like I said, even in that Julio Diaz fight, he got caught a bunch of times. And if Kell Brook has this power you guys are talking about, and, he throws punches, I think you need to throw punches from underneath to catch Porter, with some type of sweeping hook. Kind of like some of the punches that you see Triple G throw, sort of like that hook, sort of like that uppercut hook type of punch. I think that would be a good punch to deal with Porter. But then again, I'm just saying that, we are yet to see if Porter can make adjustments. Like we're a guy that stylistically has some flaws with certain styles. They're assumptions until they actually get in there with somebody who can maybe give them problems with a certain style. But what we want to see out of Porter is that we know that he doesn't, you know, there's certain fighters that are his Achilles heel based on style, but we want to see if he's good enough. What makes a great fighter is when even they don't match up with you well. Mayweather versus Cotto, Mayweather still was able to adjust and pull it off because Cotto had actually a good style for Mayweather. That's the same thing. We want to see if Porter can adjust even on his weak points, and that's if he's able to beat, say, if he's able to beat like a Floyd Mayweather,
real talk,
or if he's able to beat somebody that can that's a really good counterpuncher. Yeah.
I gotta cut you short, brothers. It's 20 minutes left.
I'm wrapping it up, man. I'm wrapping it up. This bit. Yeah, I just want to see if Porter. This is a test because we want to see if Porter can. You know, I don't know if Kell Brook's a test, but you know, like I said, I don't know much about Kell Brook like that, but I don't think he's been tested like as far as his somebody that matches up with him. You know, that has that power and everything stylistically. So. I'm gonna take Porter though anyway, and that's my take. I ain't gonna hold you guys up.
All right, brother. You know that you could burn if you call in sooner, man. As just we got a lot of callers to get to before then. Ken, you're live. What's going on?
Hey guys, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
So I'm pretty sure people have covered this already. You know, I think I jumped on earlier and then I left and came back on, but. It's funny, I'm really high on Shawn Porter, but I'm really high on him, and it's really a lot because of the last two fights he had, where he beat up guys in a fashion we're not used to. But when you go back in his record, like he's only got one knockout in the last 5 fights, and I think 3 knockouts in the past 10 fights. That's where you kind of can introduce some of that, well, gosh, you know, is he really as powerful as we think he is, you know? He's obviously a rugged and strong guy. But, you know, I'm starting to have doubts now, and not because of the UK, you know, folks calling in. I'm just thinking, you know, sometimes we as fans, we fall in love with fighters and their styles and their personalities. So, you know, obviously my pick is Shawn Porter. I mean, it really is based on the last 2 fights. I mean, he blew guys out that don't usually get beat up like that. And I never saw anything special in Kell Brook to make me think otherwise for him. But I do wonder if he has a better shot than people are giving him credit for. So, you know, that was my only comment. You know, guys, I checked out your new site. I think it looks great. But I think, Ness, I'm sorry to go back to last Monday's call, but you got to take out Voice of the People off your site because that crazy stuff you were talking for Danny Garcia, I mean, I'm sorry, man. You're no longer qualified to have that on your website anymore. I'll end it right there.
Wow. Well, how could you be so mean to me? That's totally unfair. Listen. I'm gonna tell you why I feel that you're not right on that part, Ken. Because I listen to you guys. The questions that I ask are what you ask me. I could come on here and be biased, right? Because that's what you guys call me. So I'm being biased during a post-fight show with Danny. But when I'm in front of Danny, was I pitching him softballs? Was I pitching Angel? Was I pitching Angel Garcia any softballs? Was I telling Angel? Was I not telling Angel it is his fault that we're getting Rod Soccer? Did I not say that out my mouth? Did I not become the voice of the people right then and there? That's fucked up when you say that.
You can't put on the voice of the people like it's a hat or a coat, man. You can't get on the show and then be defending that bullshit. You know, it either is right or is wrong, man. And
well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Monday's call disgusted me.
The show is the voice of the people. It's not Ness himself. It's not like Ness is like, oh, he is the voice of the people. It's the show, man.
All right. You know,
and not only that,
I had to take my little dig without digging it out. I know earlier on the call people were going back to the Danny Garcia thing. I didn't want to go all the way back, but I could have broke down those arguments so much. I wish I had a chance to talk about it, but I don't want to go backward.
Yo,
you know, I just want to.
Here's what you do, Ken. Here's what you do. My number is super accessible. We can argue all day tomorrow.
Oh, I'm calling you.
Look for it. It's out there. I mean, you know, and if not, this is a Skype, so Skype me right now, and I'll text it to you right now.
All right. I'll do that.
All right, brother. Chris, you're live. Talk to us.
What's going on, Ness?
Chilling. Still defending myself a week later.
Yeah, you should be.
Oh wow, thank you. I get no love, man. No love. Danny really needs to start cutting me a check, man, because you guys really think that I have
I'm
this.
pretty sure he has.
I just don't get it.
I'm sure he has cut you a check already.
Nah, I wish.
Come on, really? Nah. So why are you defending the guy so much? Make him pay.
Look, we're not even yo. Text me. You get my number too. I'm not doing this on the show again. We had a show for that. We gave Danny 6 hours, man.
We did.
So talk to us, man. Porter Brook, let me know something.
Porter Brook. So I'm going with the A-side fighter.
Okay, that's it?
Well, who's the A-side fighter?
Porter.
No. How do you figure?
Oh, okay. So tell us, why is Kell Brook the A-side?
Kell Brook sells tickets.
He's away from home. He can't be the A-side away from home.
Where's Shawn Porter from?
Shawn Porter's a United States, man.
Where
He's
in the
from
United
Cleveland,
States?
Akron, Ohio.
Where's this fight being fought?
California.
Are you sure?
Yeah, isn't it in the StubHub?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, it's in the StubHub, man.
Oh, shit.
Are you being a prank caller today or what?
I thought it was in New York. No, okay. Yeah, you're right. Still. Okay, so I still have an idea, like, why is Eddie Hearn coming all the way here to fight Shawn Porter where no one wants to fight Shawn Porter right now?
Well, it's a mandatory. Either he wants a title shot or he doesn't.
Yeah, but Kell Brook's always avoided his mandatories. So why now? Why is he fighting?
It's not Kell Brook avoiding his mandatory. Kell Brook is the mandatory. Otherwise, he has to go try and fight Pacquiao or Mayweather to get a belt. Those are the only other two options.
I think the Redcoats are coming in and they're taking that IBF belt back to England, just purely on politics.
Yeah, that'll never happen, Chris. I am very disappointed in you.
Why?
That you would even consider Kell Brook as a winner. I mean, I've been watching you call in for quite some time now, man. I don't know.
The only reason why I would go like that is because why would they do this? I don't get why would they want to fight Shawn Porter if they don't have to.
They have to. It's he's ranked and it's his turn. Either he takes it or he has to let that shot go. But Chris, sorry. We're on drive-by mode as it is.
Okay, I'll talk to you Sunday.
All right, brother. Sorry, you got to call in sooner. 361 drive-by mode. I know you've been on for half an hour, but that's the love-hate relationship you guys got with the Boxing Voices. Too many callers, but talk to us.
Hey, no worries, man. Hey, it's your boy Tex, man. I'm a first-time caller, so what up?
Tex.
Anyway,
I just wanna wait.
Kell Brook. Kell Brook, Shawn
Tex.
Porter.
Hold
What's
on
up?
one moment. Let's see how good of a job Robbie's doing. Robbie, are you keeping track of how many first-time callers we got today?
Yeah, we've gotten 5 first-time callers.
Wow, that is amazing. What is the count on Porter Brook?
Right now it's 30 Porter, 6 Brook.
30?
Yep.
Holy shit!
You've taken more calls today on Porter Brook than you took on the last big fight that we had count for.
Canelo Lara. All right, 361, go for it, brother.
All right, check it out, man. I know. Look, I'm also thinking Brook's not going to win. I think Porter's going to take this one. Just way too powerful, and I think he's going to, get inside somehow. And I don't think, Brook can do anything on the inside. So I think that's going to be the difference. But here's the thing, man. So I look at Kell Brook from what I can see, because there's a lot I don't know about him. I look at him and he reminds me of Canelo Alvarez a little bit. And when I say that, I mean He, obviously he's a boxer puncher. He's got good power for his weight, and he doesn't throw punches unless he thinks they're going to land. And you can't be reckless against a guy like that. And I think Shawn Porter, if he's reckless, he's going to lose. And so it's not going to be a blowout like people think, or it might be, but, I think Shawn Porter's got to proceed with caution, you know what I mean?
Definitely, because there's a chance that power is real. 361, thank you for being a first-time caller. I hope you call in next.
One more thing. I've seen Kell Brook knock a guy out with a jab in some of the videos I've seen, so I'm thinking the power is real. But you know what? I'm going to call in again. Thank y'all.
Listen, make sure Sunday you call in, whether it's to gloat or eat that crow. Those are the rules of this show, man. But thank you for being a first-time caller.
Hey, for sure, man.
All right. I've never had this many virgins in my life. 312, you're live on the box. What's this?
Hold on. What up, Ness? It's King J. What up?
What up?
What's up? Who's this guy named Who's this guy named Naut on the line? Who the fuck? You don't know shit about boxing. Hang up on that guy, man. No, what's good, man? What's good? Hey, man, I'm telling you, I picked it on the Boxing Coalition. Shout out to them. I'm taking Kell Brook, man. The only reason I'm taking Kell Brook, I think I don't think it's as 80-20 as everybody thinks, man. I think that the only reason that I would say Kell Brook is because if Porter gets reckless, man, he's getting caught, man. If he goes in there with that Melanazzi plan, go in there and just beat the brains out this guy, Pitbull status, he's getting caught. And the other thing that's worrying me, man, is why is Ken Porter talking so much shit trying to get in Kell Brook's head? He's never done that with any other fighter, man. So he knows Brook, he pretends some type of threat to him, man.
Or he could just be simply trying to do the same approach that Angel Garcia is doing so that his son can get the big fight. Because after Kell Brook, if you're Ken Porter, why fight Keith Thurman when you could be the next Mayweather opponent, right? So if you become popular enough,
that's for another day.
If you become popular enough, you might can make it happen.
Mayweather schools him, man, but that's for another day. And Figueroa, I was gonna say he's gonna get exposed by Estrada, but he already did by Belmontes, so we don't have to say that. And I'm picking Estrada. He's gonna box the ears off Figueroa. Figueroa's a fucking bum, straightforward bum. Once he faces another good boxer, he's gonna get his ass whooped. So Estrada's gonna expose him once again, and he's gonna get robbed once again. But I'm still picking Estrada.
You know, it's funny to me that a lot of you guys call Figueroa a bum, right? But he hasn't been losing.
You know, well, he hasn't been losing, but when he's fought opposition against fighters that know how to box, he can't do shit.
But he's won.
So I'm basing it off that.
He can't do shit but win.
Okay, listen. So check this out. Just a quick argument, man. You gave him so much props against Arakawa, right? That he broke both of his hands and he couldn't do shit to him. Linares with soft tissue face beat the bricks out of Arakawa. Hurt his ass twice bad in the fight. And your boy with so much power in both hands, Figueroa broke both hands and didn't do shit to Arakawa.
But King J, think about what you're saying. He broke both his hands. Of course he's not gonna do shit. Of course he's not throwing full power.
No. But before you said he broke his hands beating the bricks off him. I'm just quoting you.
Yeah, he did break his hands beating the brakes off him.
He didn't do shit to him when he was giving him the shots that he was breaking his face with.
Did you have Arakawa winning any rounds in that fight?
Yeah, a couple.
Okay, a couple
is
a couple.
Two. Here's the thing, Ness. I think when people call Figueroa a bum, they don't really mean he's old, like he's trash. They mean that he's the weakest. He's the weakest of the title holders. He's the weakest of the 4 belt holders.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ness. When I say he's a bum, I don't mean it directly as in he fucking sucks. He's a fucking Ishii Smith. Shout out to my boy Ishii Smith. But I don't mean it like that, you know. I mean, I just mean it in the sense that man, I think he gets too much hype, man, and he's cruising that title. Once he faces somebody just like him, man, he's gonna get into some fucking trouble with a little bit more boxing skill. But that's it. That's all I got for you. Great showiness. Shout out to everybody from Chicago, other truck drivers, and that's what's up.
All right, brother. Yo, it's funny. Somebody brought up BKB Boxing. These dudes are paying for advertisement on Twitter. I just got a promoted tweet by BK Boxing. I guess they're really trying to push that. 404, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
This is Tasha. I'm actually calling from St. Louis. Rest in peace, Mike Brown, for those who know what's going on down here. I don't think that Shawn Porter's going to be able to fight Kell Brook the way that he fought Paulie. And because of that, I think Kell Brook is going to outbox him. You know, so many people are sitting here saying that, well, he's going to knock Kell Brook out round 1 through 4. But if you ask those same people who was the last person Porter knocked out before Paulie, I bet you they couldn't tell you who or when it was. I don't see. I mean, I know he has power, but I don't think he could take out Kell Brook at all. That's all I got.
All right, Tasha. Thanks for being another first-time caller. I don't agree with you, though. But I do agree that I'm not expecting a knockout. Maybe a TKO stoppage by the ref because he was overwhelmed with a barrage of punches or something. But, yeah, I'm not expecting a knockout. Unless Porter continues to knock out, then, you know, I would change my opinion on his power. But till then, no.
Well, I think one of the reasons, and that's why a lot of people are predicting knockouts, is because of what he did to Paulie. Because let's face it, nobody's ever never heard Paulie like that, and I think that made an impression on a lot of boxing fans.
Yeah, it made an impression on me, but again, I don't know about a knockout. I just hope it's a good fight. I want it to be a great fight because this is something we've been wanting. It's felt like we wanted it longer than we actually wanted it because we wanted him to fight Devin, and that didn't happen. So now Porter is the next option, and we just want it to happen. 818, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
This is Carlos from Harlem. I got to call MV True out on that bullshit he was talking about earlier, about this mentality shit. You want to talk about mentality? How about we talk about Kell Brook, one of the most mentally weak fighters in the top 10 of any division. I was watching the what's it called? The head-to-head between Porter and Brook, and the reason why he's doing all that shit, the Porters are doing all that shit, because you can tell that it affects Brook. When Porter was talking to him, saying, "What time is this Showtime?" and Brook looked shook to death. But all that aside, I still think if Brook comes there ready to fight on Saturday, he can surprise a lot of people because, you know, he's taller, he has the longer range, more power, and he has the timing. So I really think that Brook has a good chance in this fight. I'm rolling with him. And as for the Sakio Bika Durrell, I think Bika's got that. He's gonna put his head in Durrell's chest, and he just won't allow him to work.
I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear on your pick again.
Yeah, I'm going with Brook.
You serious? You serious?
Nah, I just think he's more skilled and timing beats speed every time.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. I'm going to get to some of the calls. We are on drive-by mode, folks. So try and keep some time for your fellow boxing fan, boxing head. Make sure you leave them a little bit of time to be on the live portion of our show. 646-478-3068. I'll squeeze in as many more as I can.
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Yo, that MC Chew, that's a dumb motherfucker, man. I swear to God, man, that motherfucker dumb as shit.
90 seconds.
This nigga gonna try to fucking psychoanalyze motherfucking boxing trainers and boxers, man. He need to shut the fuck up, man. Nigga dumb as a motherfucker. I'm gonna get you my picks, man. I ain't gonna waste no time.
Tell us how you really feel, Wiz.
Yeah, what'd you say, yo?
No, just go ahead, man.
He said,
Oh,
"Tell
yeah,
us how you really feel. Tell us how you really feel."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all I feel. Look, I'm
60 seconds.
I'm a pick Porter because this motherfucker, they all this nigga Brook, all his fights was in that fucking ice box, man. He never fought outside that ice box, man.
Hey, that's a good one, Wood. Keep it up.
Yeah, he stay up in that ice box, man. Fighting up in Europe in that ice box. So this is, he gonna get his ass whipped. He gonna get his ass whipped, man, cause he like fighting that ice box all the time. I think the rail gonna beat this motherfucker because he swing all wild and shit. So this is second look at this motherfucker. So he should be able to pick this motherfucker apart and get a clear
10 seconds.
victory. That's all, man. I know y'all you say drive-by mode, man, but where that nigga from? We from Poland or something, yo? MC Choose and shit. That nigga from Poland, man?
Actually, he calls in from Scotland, Wood.
Oh, he from Scotland. Oh, that motherfucker be up there hanging with Rowdy Piper. That's what's wrong with his ass. He probably up there getting drunk with Piper and shit. That nigga up there getting drunk with Rowdy Piper.
I respect everybody. I respect everybody.
All right, y'all, go ahead, yo.
I respect everybody's sports, you know?
Yo, Wood, you gotta learn to respect everybody like Triple G, man. Come on. 817, you're live on the Boxing Voice. You're gonna have a hard time doing a better call than that, but try. 817. 817. 201, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Sev, what's up, brother? Talk to us. Jersey Sev. He'll call back in then. 611, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this? 611, you're live.
Yo.
What's up, brother? Talk to us.
What up? It's KH, man. Kevin Horn from Long Beach.
Kevin Horn, what it do?
It's gonna do fucking Porter by dismantling, by demolishing this dude Brook. This dude Brook couldn't handle pressure from Carson Jones, and he's gonna beat up fucking Porter. Fuck out of here. I don't know. Like the upperclassmen told me when I went to high school, we were in public school on the wrestling team. If you lose to a kid from Catholic school, don't bother coming to practice. You're off the team. If you're a black dude and you lose to a dude from England coming over to the sea, you're finished. He ain't losing. So Porter by fucking knockout. If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. Fight's over.
Damn, where's my Ivan Drago soundbite when I need it?
You know what I'm saying? And I'm really looking forward to that Darrell Beaker fight. That was a fun fight the first time. Beaker always, has them ugly, fun fights with that greaseball, old man shit that he be doing. But I think it'll be worth a watch. I think Darrell turns on the gas a little more and ends up taking that win.
Well, all right, brother. Let me get to some other callers. And I just want to say you sound so much like King J, man. These guys are brothers. KH, King J, they definitely brothers. 817, you're live. You're back. Talk to us.
What's up, man?
Who's this?
Jasper, man.
Jasper, man. Cat had your tongue a few seconds ago. What's going on?
I'm at work, bro. I didn't realize you had told me what to come on. Anyway, you hear me all right?
Loud and clear.
All right, man. I got Brook, but I got Porter. Definitely got Brook. I got Porter tomorrow, man. He's gonna this pussy Brook's gonna get dismantled. And I got Darrell. Just wanted to get that in there.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in, and make sure you call in Sunday to gloat, because you picked Porter. You be all right. So, notable fights that we should be paying attention to, and if you're a boxing fan, you're listening to this, you should be watching everything, but don't do what Nota do and watch everything. Watch things that are easy and accessible to get to, like ESPN. with Nelta's favorite fight, Nagaev versus Shafikov, an IBF lightweight eliminator. And speaking of the IBF lightweight, the champion in that division is Bartholomew, right, Nelta?
I'm sorry, who'd you say?
Bartholomew? Is that junior lightweight or lightweight?
No, that's lightweight, man. 130. Well, I mean, 135.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so basically they're fighting for a mandatory eliminator for Bartholomew's belt, who he's going to defend.
Man, they're fighting for the mandatory for Vasquez, dude.
Wait, isn't Bartholomew the IBF champ?
Bartholomew's the IBF champ at 130. They're fighting at 135.
Oh, 135. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to Gaev tomorrow. You going Sharkov?
No. I'm going Nugaev, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Pedraza as well versus Juan Carlos Martinez. For those that don't know, this is Puerto Rican, the Sniper Pedraza. He's the IBO champion. If you respect Triple G's IBO belt, start respecting Jose Pedraza's, I guess. Francisco Santana versus...
You know nobody don't know about the IBO, man.
Shit, everybody sees it around Triple G's arm.
Alright.
This is big, the best present for everybody, for TV, for my fans, for everybody, for boxing.
Yo, you know you a star when you're talking normal and it's funny. So
yeah,
Santana.
Imagine him and Vladimir Klitschko having a conversation together.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yo, speaking of Triple G, we're doing a collective article on this. Like I said, we reached out to Hunter, spoke to him. I spoke to Hunter for like an hour with Beeb, and I spoke to Sanchez today. Vic has something set up with Lawford. We're gonna get to the bottom of this Ward Triple G situation. But from every inclination that I got from Abel Sanchez, they're not trying to face him until he's a draw.
Andre Ward, I mean, not deserve that.
He's getting sued now, man. He's getting sued by Goosen now.
Yeah, but remember that he could drop his litigations at any moment and get back in the ring. All he's got to do is stay with Goosen.
Yeah, but Goosen is suing him now, is what I'm saying.
Well,
yeah, what they have is countersuits.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just saying because they're suing him for defamation. So basically saying, because Ward came out, made a bunch of accusations.
Well, yeah, I'm from the area where he's from, and I guarantee you, it's. I don't want to hear any talk about this dude until he decides to put the gloves back on. Get his ass back out of the courtroom, And,
No, that's true. That's the only reason why I bring that up, because of the fact that he's talking about like, oh, Ward and Golovkin. Well, I mean, Ward versus Goosen first.
Yeah, well, Golovkin's going to fight anybody else before he fights Andre Ward, because you can't fight a fighter that hasn't fought since last November, and he shows no interest in putting the gloves back on. All he wants to do is sit in the courtroom.
All right, let's leave Andre Ward where he's at. Let's get back to Saturday, August 16th. Live from Carson, California. I'm going with the A-sides. From this card all the way to the untelevised card in Germany with Johan Pablo Hernandez. I'm picking him over Arslan, or however you pronounce his name. I'm going with Linares. I'm going with Wilder, Bika, of course Figueroa, and Porter, without a doubt.
Oh, you're picking Bika? You're picking Bika, huh? I heard most people going with Durrell.
No, I'm going with Durrell. I'm sorry. Good thing you said that, because people would have made me live up to that.
Yeah. Well, that puts the count at 35-7. So, there you go.
35-7. Thank everybody who called in and participated. Thank everyone who remembered to get involved in the Mayweather autograph signed glove giveaway that we're doing, giving it away on Sunday after the fight. Thank you, everybody that's continuing to visit the site. It's completely redone, totally functional. It's awesome right now. Thank that caller for giving us that live shout out. Anybody who's been rating us 5 stars on iTunes or just rating us in general. And remember, I'm asking for a CTA here, please, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Remember, by doing that, you're helping us maintain this show absolutely free. So please continue to do so. We're giving you all we can here. Nelta, any last words? And Robbie, any last words before we get out of here?
No, I'm just looking forward to good fights on Saturday, and I'm glad Wilder is staying busy. And I disagree with the caller that called in earlier saying that Stavern was going to give him difficulty. I'm looking forward to that fight. So good on him for taking a stay busy fight so he's not wasting training.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it too. This is gonna be the best card in probably the last few weeks now. It's gonna be a hell of a lot better than last week. That's damn sure. From the show stream all the way up to the main event, and especially, I mean, I think Estrada is gonna give Figueroa the business. I think he's gonna give him a hell of a time. It's gonna be close, but I think he can get it. As long as Figueroa doesn't come out with hands of steel. As long as his hands are still glass, I think Estrada's getting him.
Well, it's funny that you said that because I talked to him, I think, like maybe 10 days ago, and he said his hands aren't 100%. And not only that, Nelta, this is the best time to pick an upset on Figueroa. He's not training with Joel Diaz. He's back with his father. Yeah. He went back with his father because he has a newborn, and he just didn't like being away from his family. I don't know why he didn't bring them out there. But it is what it is. This might not be the best Figueroa that we see.
Joel's real strict with him.
That's another reason. But he said that he misses it and that he knows he's not getting top-notch sparring, but he couldn't do sparring because of the hands. So the hands are a serious issue in this fight because he didn't do sparring or he wasn't doing as much. But he didn't want none of that real sparring that was taking place at Joel Diaz's gym. Because the audio was up. Yeah. The audio's up on YouTube, so check it out.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters. Check out theboxingvoice.com for some of the best articles on the hottest news in today's boxing. Make sure you like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at The Boxing Voice for the most up-to-date info on boxing.
Hey guys, I just want to send a special thank you to all of you guys that are listening to The Boxing Voice and downloading us on iTunes, rating us 5 stars. We would like you to continue to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at The Boxing Voice, and for anybody interested in writing for the site, you can definitely do so by shooting us an email over at theboxingvoice@yahoo.com. Address your email to Victor Salazar. He's the editor-in-chief. Send something over so that he can read. If he likes what he reads, you're part of the team. And remember, leave a 5-star review. You're already part of the team. Later, guys. Until next episode.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.